What up? It's just me tonight. The Chaz canceled on me. You believe that guy? It's all right. He's probably going out getting drunk. I'll allow that. We got K-Space in here. We have Connor in here. We have Jonathan in here. Jonathan, you should always be in here first just because you're the race car driver. And come on, man. Just kidding. Just kidding. Jonathan is a very busy individual. He always takes time out of his day to view this show. And you know, he has a daughter. He is a, world-class race car driver, and he owns a business. So dude's putting in the work. Wonder how much he sleeps. We got Derek in here, Vegeta in here. What's going on? Answer for the poll is 0 chance. Well, the Raiders are probably the answer. They're the best team, but they have a super hard division. I mean, the third best team in that division might be the Broncos. So, the Browns have a path. So it's an interesting question. Now, you can win a wild card, but if you get fourth in your division, you can't win a wild card. Cancel you. You need a backup list. Name on it. Yeah, sleep when we dead. I like that. A little bit of sleep here and there. What's going on, Blake? Media manager on the channel. Shout out to Blake. 28 days. 28 days. That's official. That's pretty wild. And slowly getting there. Guys, we're going to do a puppy first. No new tournaments the last couple days, so we're going to do a puppy. I'm going to give you guys a minute or two to get situated and get ready. Again, we were supposed to do the wide receiver tier show tonight with Chaz. Found out around 8:30 he couldn't come on, so I pivoted to do a couple drafts. Tomorrow night, though, we have a nice collaboration set up with the Fantasy Football Garage. He's actually currently live. I prefer you stay here. But I'm going to go on his show for about 45 minutes. We're going to draft a team on Underdog, and then he's going to come over here, and we're going to get his exposures, kind of what we did with Nice and Blunt. We're going to get his exposures on Underdog and kind of talk through those guys. And from what I've seen, I've talked to him a little bit. I think we're more in line than what me and Adam were. And Adam knows fucking ball. So does Candyman. Candyman is the guy I'm talking about. So when I see his exposures and kind of see where he's at on some of these players. I don't know Jerry. I've seen his show. I know he's newer. But I'll do shows with anyone. K-Space, I have fans on the show. So, I'm always open to having anyone on the show that just is like-minded, cool dude, chill, first and foremost. It's like that's the biggest thing. But McAuliffe's just chilling, watching. We got some wild storms, dude, today. And I had, my umbrella up still with my patio set. And, dude, it was wild. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law live in Northwest Indiana. And their whole houses, they have no power. We got a little lucky here. Yeah, I would, again, I'd love to do it with anyone. I don't know if Jerry, I don't think Jerry's in the Iron Thrones League. So what I'm kind of doing is Candyman's in the Iron Thrones. Obviously, Adam's in the Iron Thrones. So I'm kind of just going through those guys since we're all going to be playing in the league together, and why not collaborate? And I can talk some crap when I whip their ass. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, he's been saying this forever. He was taking Genty last year at 1 overall. That's just what he does, bro. It's rage bait, and he doesn't actually want to win, or he doesn't want his followers to win because he gets more clicks by saying dumb shit. Maybe that's why we don't have many people watching, but I'm going to give you real takes and where I put my real money. So, all right, let's get in this draft. We're going to do 10:38. Right now it's 10:36 p.m. Central. 10:38 p.m. Central. We are drafting. What's going on, Jay? Puppy 3. So a minute and a half or so, we're going to hop in this draft. So get ready. Appreciate that, K-Space. K-Space has been pretty consistent in terms of watching and hanging out and commenting. We appreciate you, man, as always. Dude, last year he literally had the take. It's still on his channel. You can find it. That was Dante Thornton is the #1 receiver on the Raiders over Myers and over Brock Bowers. That was his that's an actual video out there with a straight face too. It wasn't like a hot take segment. It was just what he believes. And yeah, he's an idiot. All right, so we got about 45 seconds, guys. Again, look at your phone, look at the computer. 10:38 p.m. Central. Give me CG Jr. Give me a second. Once we get in this draft, I'll answer your question. Over all of them. He was talking about last year, though, K-Space. That was last year, which is even crazier. Even this year's crazy as well. Dante Thornton, come on. Again, 10:38 p.m. Central. We have a couple seconds. I'm going to hit the enter. I'm not going to actually click it in there yet. Just get this up here, and then I'm going to join it. What's up, Ruben? I'm sending you that. I'm doing the confessional right after this show. Might be a little lit up, but I can handle it. 20 seconds, Ruben. We're getting a fast puppy if you want to draft with us. 10:38 p.m. Central. We're almost there. Couple seconds. I got my, there it is. Hit it. All right. That was pretty good timing. I'll get to that CG Junior's comment. Question for you, boss man. Your opinion on drafting players mostly from good ecosystems like Detroit, Dallas, Chicago, Cincinnati, Chargers, Jags. I prefer it. I mean, it's the problem with that though is they tend to get overvalued, right? Like Chicago's a great example of that this year, where if you're drafting a Bears player, like Swift goes the latest, right? Actually Rome was going the latest, but their starting running back, their tight end, and their top 2 receivers are all going in the first 5 rounds. Now that's the problem. You got to pick one essentially, but they can't all hit. So yeah, I prefer to go out. I do want to, if there's a tiebreaker with 2 players I really like that I can project the same value for and all that kind of stuff. Yes, give me the player in a better ecosystem, but it's not the end all be all, right? I have 11 again, guys. I have 11 again. That is 4 of the last 5 puppies, the 11th selection. This is insane. I love the 11th spot, but this is insane. And I'll say this, CG, in half PPR, and if you played standard for some reason, please don't play standard, but touchdowns matter. That's where you really got to target these teams, these players with good offenses, because they will score more touchdowns. In full PPR, volume is volume, touches are touches. That negates the touchdown upside a little bit. But yeah, I would prefer, it's almost like I just don't want to draft guys in the bottom 5 offenses. Unfortunately, I'm pretty high on a couple guys, Marvin Harrison. I don't think they're bottom 5 offense, but they're projected to be so. Marvin Harrison, I love Judkins. So it's all about balance, man. Oh God, I'm between Derek and Sean. Get the hell out of here. And I have 11. Okay. The General McAuliffe. Did you change that yesterday? I didn't notice it. Let me get my draft pulled up on my phone. So Javonte, Stribling, Tesla, Hurst, and James Cook are my guys this year. Thoughts on anybody in the chat? You know what I'm gonna do for you guys? So every year, the premium, the pinnacle segment we do is called Pillar Players. It's because we want to show you our PPs. That was one of our first. That was that's the culmination of all the work. We usually release that like Sunday before the season. And it's not just guys we're high on. For me, it's guys I have the most shares of that I'm drafting a lot of. But also, obviously, I'm going to be high on those guys as well. But I do so many leagues where, like, typically those are my most drafted players or my most liked players because I'm going to have, last year it was. I'll show you that. I'll load up the graphic for next show. But it was I had Olave, Pickens, Javonte, and Tucker Kraft on that list last year. We do 10. I'm going to let you guys do your PPs as well. So I'll do a separate little fan PP Pillar Player tab in the Discord. And then we can look back at the end of the year. That's what we like to do on this channel is put everything out there and we reconvene later and see what we hit on. That's how we really learn about fantasy. So we're going to take Genty, I think. So yeah, we'll do that. 10 players, 10 Pillar Players. And you guys can all get involved with that as well. Maybe I can even read them out for you guys. I can do, when we do our Pillar Player segment, me and Storey, I can read that out for you guys. That'll be fun. Hell yeah, Connor. Hopefully you're not drafting and driving. Is that more dangerous than texting and driving or drinking and driving? How do we rank these in terms of danger? I wouldn't advise any of them. I would not advise any of those. But how do we rank drinking and driving, drafting and driving, and texting while driving? I'll say one thing. Connor is insane. We love you, Connor. By the way, your buddy joined up for the Patreon last night, Connor. Shout out to you. He's in there now, so that's cool. If you're drinking and driving and texting while driving, that is not good. We don't want to do that. But don't do any of them. So, Connor, hopefully you're not driving. What's up, Who Hames? I see him in the chat. I watched some of your show with Adam earlier. Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
How would you describe it?
I don't even know how to feel right now. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm happy.
So we have Max at 1. We have K-Space at 7. Connor at 8. The American Sniper, Chris Kyle at 10. I'm at 11, and Sean is at 12. Literally, if you watched the show yesterday, I had 11 in the puppy 3 straight times. So we did 3 drafts yesterday, I think. So it was all 3, and then we have 11 again here to start the night. So I got some really banging teams. We got that one team. We got McBride at pick 35, and we got Zay Flowers at 38. That was a badass team. I ended up having Herbert in like all 3 of those, I think, and at pretty good value. I got Herbert at, it was 87, right? 86, which I do love him there. Hetcher doesn't want Jags running backs or wide receivers unless they fall super hard. It's a murky situation, but you're also buying into Liam Cohen. You know what I mean? And just it's not just what he did last year with the Jags. Look at the fall off that Tampa had. I know Tampa was very good the first 5 weeks, and that was a lot tied into Evans getting hurt and Ibuka being banged up and Baker playing essentially hurt since week 2. But he made Bucky Irving elite, and Liam Cohen is the real deal. I always say him and Ben Johnson are pretty close to me. I'm a Bears fan. I think Ben Johnson has a bigger track record based on what he did with Detroit. And you definitely saw Detroit fall off as well last year, specifically running the ball, right? Ben Johnson's he can draw up some running plays for sure. Dude's elite in that regard. Dude, Hatzer, standard leagues, there's edges though, because a lot of people don't play standard. Just smash running backs, pull up quarterbacks because quarterback scoring doesn't change, and fade tight ends, right? Because you want like Mark Andrews in the standard league, and he's just as good as, Kyle Pitts, for instance. But man, standard leagues is just PPR gives you the best chance for the smartest player to win. We can predict volume and usage way more than touchdowns. So standard leagues is rough, dude. I won't do it. I like 10 on premium. That's fun. This is going to be like a similar team to last night. I mean, all these 11 spots just fucking driving me insane. No problem, bro. Love the Ghostface picture there. Big scream guy. I'm a big fan of horror movies, so definitely appreciate that one. Oh, shit, dude. Trey McBride. The fall on Trey McBride is insane. Like, I was fading Trey McBride when we started doing these drafts because he was going ahead of Bowers, and I'm always Bowers or McBride. Last year, I was McBride. He went from going in the, middle of the second to end of the second. Now he's going end of the third. What's changed? I mean, the draft happened a long time ago. We know this team, and Carson Beck actually looks good. So we don't have the concerns there. Shits. Let's go with a weird team. Wide receiver. 0 wide receiver, guys. You don't see that very often. Not a really smart underdog, but I like this doing 0 wide receiver more than I would like going 0 wide receiver in DraftKings. Now that's a no-go. K-Space would love to use my PP. Hey, man. It wouldn't cost you too much. I'm pretty cheap, dude. $2 super chat, and you got it, K-Space. Again, Who Ames is in here. If you've not checked out his channel, please do so. He was just on Nice and Blunt earlier. I believe he's a pretty big Chiefs fan, which, I don't think the hate on the Chiefs was it was crazy because it was so annoying with the Taylor Swift shit. Now it seems like they're just forgotten about, which is that's why I'm buying in on the Chiefs this year for fantasy, specifically Mahomes, Kenneth Walker. I think Worthy is worth some shots as well. I think a lot of Thornton in best ball. Oh, okay. I got you, McAuliffe. Drafting and driving equals safe. Well, I'm more concerned for the best ball team. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. You're gonna miss some value possibly. I'm drinking, drafting, texting, and driving. That's fucking insane. I think he's kidding, but holy shit, Derek, not gonna lie, I got in a semi-accident commenting on your stream last night. What? Like, can you explain this to us, man? Because this is, what did you hit, like a light pole or something? I'm guessing you have a truck. Derek seems like a truck guy. Give us the deets, man. What's going on, Cameron? How you doing? Well, double running back has hit the last couple years because all the running backs have stayed healthy. But yes, historically, it's not the greatest bet. I just been taking Jefferson a little more than I'd like. I don't like Jefferson at fucking the first round, dude. I don't like it. Got eyeballs from Jonathan. What's up, Jonathan? Goat Jonathan, OG Jonathan. We all know him. We all love him. He's the man.
I'd like to start out this press conference with a thank you to John Fox.
We got disbanded in here. What's going on? Orange just fell to the 5-3. So McLaurin's falling. It maybe because the injury to Tunsil. I don't know. Luther Burden, that makes sense. Roma Dunze and Luther Burden are now going almost back to back. I would have loved to get Roma Dunze falling to me. That was never going to happen. So let's see what we have on the board. We got it. There goes DJ Moore. Fuck my life. We're going to build a weird team here. Guy next to me has 2 running backs. I'm going to take Bucky here. I think. I shouldn't. No, fucking Devontae Adams is sitting there. We'll take Devontae Adams. And then if one of the 2 running backs, Hendy or Bucky, fall back, I'll do it. And then I'll just be done at running back for a while. This is going to be a 2 quarterback, 2 tight end team with Josh Allen and Trey McBride. And probably a 9 receiver team, which I'm cool with doing that. Bucky is still on the board. That kid is back in the escalator again. Let's do that. Same buy as Barkley. Just going to smash some upside receivers late. Derek is a soccer mom with an SUV. Was typing a comment, curve in the road, hit the curb, pop both tires on the driver's side, and bent one. Jesus, Derek, that's commitment. What was so important you had to tell me to say? I'm flattered, but also a little concerned, I guess I would say. I've done that a couple times, but I was like texting a chick or something, you know. But that's not really a mini accident. I mean, that's something. Pop both tires and bent one rim. Reminds me of the Marshawn Lynch DUI. Have you guys seen that video where he's passed out? It was in Vegas, I think, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And post-playing career. And his whole car, both tires were popped. He was on 2 rims, and he was passed out. It was like 6 a.m. If you have not seen that video, the cop, it was a female cop. She was hilarious. Like, Lynch is sleeping. He's such a lovable guy. But, like, dude, he could have killed someone, you know? And just out of his mind. I don't think he blew. It would have been probably like a 0.02, I'm guessing. I agree. The wide receiver value is wild. But at this point, I think there's running back value to be had. Like Bucky and Hendy. Again, I'm not a Hendy guy at all. You guys know this. But I got Bucky at the 602. And, like, I shouldn't have done that because I had 1 receiver. But this team is elite at running back, quarterback, and tight ends. Yeah, wide receiver sucks. But I'm going to make that up. I'm only going to need to start typically 3 wide receivers. I can fill that up later. I would say 70% that Burden plays week 1. What does that mean? How many snaps? It's not a good thing if you're a Luther Burden dynasty owner or if you are all about him this year. The nice thing is the dip, right? If you're not too concerned, which we should be because it's a soft tissue and a groin in particular, take the dip, right? Take the round dip apparently because he went pick 52. His ADP was 42 before all that. What's up, fantasy football enjoyer? Hope you're enjoying your night and fantasy football as always. Now, in Best Ball Mania, for sure, I was just talking to Pierre about that in the Discord, and the couple Best Ball Mania teams I have drafted, I've done a lot more Million Makers than DraftKings, but the Best Ball Mania teams I've drafted, I go with, like, Jutkins, and then I take all handcuffs. Like, I go with, like, Jutkins, Manungai, I make sure I have Tank Bigsby, you know, a late pick and, like, at Samson, stuff like that. That's how you can make big money, because if those guys start hitting, your wide receivers are stacked. I think it was Vegas. I could be wrong. We're up, though. And we have no choice but to take a receiver, and this is super gross. Super gross here. I got a couple options I do like. We're going to go with... let's go with Sutton. I'm going with touchdown scores here. We got Adams. We got Sutton. I could take Alec Pierce for the upside. So there was a couple reports that were different from Alec Pierce the last 2 days. One said he had to receive a second injection in that ankle. And then today they came out and said he didn't receive the injection. They expect him to be ready week 1. So I'm not reading too much into this. I still expect him to be ready. Michael Wilson goes. So let's go with Josh Downs. We need some floor here. So early season stuff especially, and I'll start taking some high upside guys later. Take that groin dip. 100%. That's what we're going to call it now. You can copyright that if you want, who aims. Cameron, exactly. I have no idea why people are going double RB. I'm not reaching for it. In this case, we got Genty and Barkley. Again, I've been taking Jefferson here for the last couple weeks. And I already have quite a bit of Jefferson and Kyler teams with Hawkinson. And I love Barkley. I love Walker this year. I'm not taking Hampton there personally. I'm excited to see in my redrafts, which are full PPR, where I am higher on Hampton and full PPR, where like his range of outcomes. And what I do is I do a spreadsheet. And last year I did 36 leagues. This year I'm gonna do 40. But just for Fantrax in particular, I'm gonna do like 32 of them are Fantrax leagues. The rest are home leagues or community leagues with you guys. And a lot of times it's against the same people too. Like I'll be in like 8 or 9 leagues with the same person. And I do a spreadsheet with all their ADPs and tracking them based on the time. It's about 17 days to do these drafts in. And some players have like way more variance with their ADPs than others. I think Hampton's a guy we could see go like pick 8 realistically. And I could see him falling to 18, honestly, with the reports. And it's like, how much are people buying into these reports? How much are people not buying in? I'm not changing my opinion on Hampton regardless from the report. This is what I've thought the whole time. But it's not going to matter if they're a top 7 offense, right? Like we saw most scored 19 touchdowns with A-Chain being relevant. So there we go. I'm kind of glitching here. I never anticipated Hampton would have a giant snap share in the first place. Like I said, 63%. I think 63% is fair. And he could be an RB1. He could actually be a top 5 running back if everything breaks right. It's just there's some ifs there. Where I know Saquon's a 75%, 77% snap share player, right? I know that Kenneth Walker should have 75% this year with pass catching. I know James Cook doesn't have the giant snap share, but he's tied to the Bills' offense. Genty's going to be on the field all the time. Chase Brown should be on the field all the time. That's my concern. And you could say A-Chain will be as well, but A-Chain's tied to a dog shit offense. So give me Hampton over A-Chain for sure. Max has Gibbs, Montgomery, Judkins, and Pollard. It's pretty nice. Very true. Very true. See, I actually draft differently in redraft. I prefer to have, I play a lot of PPR. I don't go running back in redraft because I can play the wire and I can stack my bench with handcuffs, right? Now that strategy has not been paying off as much the last couple of years because we were trying to figure out why. And it's the smaller formations on defense, a lot more nickel and dime, and a lot more committees. So you have guys getting less volume mixed with smaller defenders. And that is probably why the running back position has stayed healthier. We're going to make this wide receiver room work as long as Derek doesn't snipe my guy here. Don't do it. Don't do it, Chris Kyle. Don't do it, Chris. Guy next to me has 4 receivers. All right, he didn't do it. All right. Building out this wide receiver room a little bit. I'll show you guys a team after. I'll get caught up in the comments. Sorry. We got Candyman in here. What's going on, Candyman? Again, tomorrow night, Fantasy Football Garage collab, and then back here for a segment to get all of Candyman's exposures. We're loving this squad right now. We waited so long for a receiver, and what we ended up with is not bad. So Josh Allen on the fall a little bit. Genty, Barkley, Bucky, Adams, Sutton, Downs, Worthy, and Golden. Trey McBride. I mean, I like this receiver room with what I was given, and we need Shakir or Kincaid for sure. And I prefer Shakir because we have Trey McBride. I'd like to get one stack with him. I could take Keon Coleman. Again, Josh Allen's a player you don't necessarily have to stack as much as you would have to stack Jared Goff or Matt Stafford, for instance. But we could also maybe take Matt Stafford. He won't be around, right? No, Matt Stafford's already gone. What am I talking about? I've been drinking, folks. There goes Dobbins, 113, the Dobbins dip. We call that the Dobbins dip for sure. Dude, I can't get on board with any Parker Washington stuff. I do know Candyman. I know you're a big Parker Washington bro. I heard about the bet you had with Adam. I told him I wanted to buy stocks in his side of the bet. He has Brian Thomas. Dude, I'm the biggest Parker Washington fan in the world. At least I was before everyone found out about him last year. I was taking him in best ball in DraftKings at 20 rounds. I picked him up 2 weeks before he went off everywhere, but he's a 60% snap share player. And Travis Hunter is going to factor in here. They paid Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is much more versatile. I do like Parker Washington, the player, but it's Jerry. Okay. I thought it was Candyman. Candyman, Hames, what are your thoughts? Give me your thoughts on. I'm curious what you think about Parker Washington and this 80. I saw on DraftKings, which is full PPR. I saw him, his ADP is 53. I saw him go 47 on drafters in a draft. 47. I got McLaurin after Parker Washington. What the hell are we doing here? Like, wow. It's best ball too. Like, touchdown upside's not there. He's a fucking shifty ass player, but he's not running downfield routes. And I know his skill set matches up better with Trevor Lawrence than Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas is amazing. Yeah, I'm putting words in Candyman's mouth here. That's insane. I had a Travis Etienne. Like, I'm not even an Etienne guy. Now I'm an Etienne guy because of the fall. Etienne went from being a middle of the third round pick about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, to now going like the end of the fourth. And there's zero reason for it. I mean, the Kamara signing, but if people weren't anticipating the Kamara was on this team before that, then they're just not reading into things. And we should have always been operating like Kamara was going to sign. And Kamara doesn't really move the needle too much for me. Maybe like 2 picks. Let's see if we can keep on landing this plane here. And I think we will. Now we're in the market for another running back. We could potentially go another running back here. We're pretty flexible. We can go with our second quarterback, our second tight end. We built this receiver room okay with how long we waited. And it's only been a 2 tight end team. I'm fine with like McBride and Hawkinson or McBride and Freiermuth or something like that. There goes Debo. We'll see. I haven't got sniped from the American Sniper yet. I'm sure I will soon enough. The guy next to me has 1 tight end. It's Sam Laporta. He has Brock Purdy. We're going to have to take Shakir. And then Kincaid is the next pick if he does fall. If not, not a big deal. I did not want to get sniped on Shakir. Pretty good options on the board here. Wait at quarterback. Get to some comments. I'm way behind. Sorry. I don't think CD's hurt. I have not heard anything. Taking notes. Everything's documented. There's a lot of stuff to take notes on. 4 hours a night for shit the last 12 months, honestly. He takes Kincaid. We're going to keep on going in and to make this receiver room strong. That's 7 straight receivers, I believe. No, 6 out of 7. But, man, I dig this receiver room. Now I got to reinforce running back. I forgot about running back. But we had to do that. We waited that long. I love the 11th spot. I love it. I've been digging it this is my 4th straight 11th pick, so. The first Best Ball Mania winner. That guy's fucking living well, dude. I would retire from fantasy, from everything if I won The first Best Ball Mania. What's up, Fantasy Dog? How you doing, man? Mark says 12-man full PPR keeper league, keep one. Bowers or Hampton at the 207 or Pickens at the 305. I mean, it's Hampton. It's as much as I'm a Bowers guy, it's running back, which is a scarcer position. You're getting value on Hampton. It's close for me, but I'm going to tell you to go with the running back. And Pickens, that's 305 is not really that much value on him. Neither of those are like super great values, but I would go Hampton. Defense, dude, don't take a defense. You know my beliefs. If you draft, guys, if you're drafting 2 weeks before the season, don't even draft a defense and kicker. Draft Ray Davis. Like, draft a high upside, draft Mike Washington. And then you want to stream those positions anyway. If you get value on the Texans or, the Chargers, then do it. But you're going to drop your defense on their bye most likely anyway if they're not panning out. 11th round, dude, you can get, that's where Drake May was going last year. You know what I mean? Like, you're never winning your league because of defense. And the best defense, the top defense, and I really do trust the Texans this year, they never end up being the top defense. What's the difference between the number 1 defense and number 4 defense? Like 2 points a game. That's not going to win your league. So I'm telling you, I don't draft. In the leagues that allow me to not draft a full roster, a full lineup, I never draft kicker and defense. Ever, ever, ever. I will just take the handcuffs. Give me Ollie Gordon. I don't give a shit. Like, what if Achane gets hurt? I'm not an Ollie Gordon guy per se, but you get what I'm saying. We should be in on Parker Washington. It's just the price. Like, he should be going at pick 90. That's fair. But it's so far away from that right now. We got to take a chill pill on taking wide receivers. Wow, all the quarterbacks are gone. Darnold's gone already. Stroud's gone. And so we're just going to take a dip on Cam Ward. Not really too interested in stacking my second quarterback with a Josh. Is the stream going in and out for you guys? I see the loading thing, but then it comes back. Like I said, we have crazy storms up here in Chicago, but it's all better now. All right. Brenton Strange. I was deep diving into Strange a little bit today, man, watching some film, and his film is pretty impressive. Like, super sturdy hands, and they don't use him downfield, but it's a nice thing with Trevor Lawrence because he doesn't throw the ball downfield. Like, he just misses those throws. So I'm a Hockenson guy, but I do still have Strange ranked one spot ahead Hockenson, but he goes a lot higher than that. But yeah, I want Strange in that Goddard range. Dude, Malik Neighbors might get up to the start of the first, like the 1-2 turn. I'm not on board with that. I still think I'm taking Drake London. Even if I heard right now that Malik Neighbors was ready to play week 1, I'm still taking Drake London over Neighbors. Drake London, yeah, he got hurt last year, but Drake London's a monster. He came back from that injury, and he played. He didn't have to play. That's the kind of guy he is. And also, let's not forget, he had a lat. He had a shoulder injury week 2, I think it was, and he was playing until the bye week. He was hurt. He was playing like 3 or 4 games hurt. He missed a game and he came back hurt. He wasn't healthy at all last year, but he had 3 or 4 blow up games. That's what Drake London does, especially with Michael Penix. Drake London and Michael Penix, like, Penix targets him like 35% of the time, and I don't like him as much with Tua. I will say that. But dude, do I trust Jackson Dart? I trust him in fantasy because most of his value is with his legs. Do I trust Jackson Dart to get Malik Neighbors like high quality targets? Probably not. Dude, I did hear that, man. Puka. Now, I'm not too worried about Puka's because if Puka gets suspended, it's going to be one game. It's going to be one game, and that's not a big deal. Like, Josh Jacobs could be multiple. It would be multiple. And I think the precedent was set with Zeke, where he doesn't get convicted of anything, but it's the look, it's the optics. I think it's 6 games. It's 4 to 6 games. It would probably be 6 games, appealed down to 4 for Josh Jacobs. That's the more concerning thing. And also, Josh Jacobs is dealing with a groin injury himself right now. Hetzer started a draft with CMC, Tootin, Nico Collins, CeeDee Lamb, and T. Higgins. Fucking A. Fucking A, man. Don't take Andrews. I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. You know I like me some Mark Andrews and half PPR. Let's land the plane. Sorry, I'm a little behind in the comments, but hey, we got a troll in the comments. Rob knows football. Yeah, I don't know anything about football. You're right. Good comment. Thank you for the comment, dude. Appreciate you. Holy shit, dude. Don't take Gaston. Don't take Gaston. He's going to fucking do it. He's going to do it. Don't do it. This fall on Gaston's insane. Oh, he does it. Not really a snipe when it's 30 picks after ADP, right? So we'll take B-Rob, I guess. Oh, that hurts. That would have been awesome. I mean, he should never fall that far. I have McBride, so we're not too worried about tight ends. I need somebody, though. Definitely never taking a 3 tight end team with Bowers. With McBride or Bowers. And I could keep on pushing this, I think. No need. We're going to just take Sadiq. Let's take the upside shot with Sadiq. We're going to have McBride in our lineup, should be in our lineup almost every week. Some late season appeal there with Sadiq. Will you watch the Cubs when they are in the playoffs? No, man. I renounce baseball. I still root for the Cubs. I don't know. You see my Gaetti jersey there. Favorite player of all time, by the way. I am just totally into this show and into football. And, I gave a lot of my life to baseball, man. I used to go to 10 games a year. I don't necessarily live in the city. And just the ownership and all the stuff that happened after the World Series, the Jason Hayward thing, they promised us one thing. The prices went through the roof. They sold out, man. And I can't get on board with that. So, although I do like the rule changes. So I think I got out on baseball at the wrong time. I like the pitch clock for sure. Cameron has 9% Jacobs. The thing is, Jacobs is a crazy value right now. Jacobs, we did the segment last night, me and Storey, the league winning running back formula with the 5 categories. And Jacobs rated really well, and he's only 28 or 29. He's been in the league for a while, though, because he was a 20-year-old rookie. But I don't believe in Marshawn Lloyd. If I do, I don't believe in him staying healthy. And Chris Brooks is Amari DiMercato, right? He is just a bigger scat back that's never going to be anything more than that. It's Josh Jacobs' team. They're going to run him into the ground. At least give him 65-70% of the work and all the goal line work, which we've seen Jacobs have 27 touchdowns in 2 years with the Packers. I actually like the Packers offense this year a little bit more than most. It's a risk, man. So wait to the last round then, Hetzer, I would say. I mean, if you get good value, yeah, there you go. Cameron has a good comment. Draft whoever's playing the Jets or the Raiders or the Browns. Do you guys remember that game, Brenton Strange's rookie year, when he had 10 catches for 60 yards or some crazy number like that? I streamed him that week in PPR, and it was just the wildest. It was 57 yards for 10 catches, 5.7 yards. I loved it because he scored 16 points without a touchdown. That's why PPR can be... Oh, this comment. Puka slides, I'll bite. That means 2 things, Huhames. This guy's funny. You're a funny dude because that's... I couldn't think of that. Fucking yeah, I'll bite. He'll fucking bite. I am low on Neighbors in terms of exposure. I got him 6% Neighbors. I'm not taking him now because I was getting him at pick 45, which I loved. I'm glad I did not wait at tight end because they're all gone now. Antonio Williams. I was thinking about taking him in like the last round of these drafts. I still can't really get on board with that. I'm close, man. Rookie with upside. Diggs is older. We're gonna take Keon Coleman though. That makes a lot of sense with this team. We already have Shaheed. I still take Horton. I don't care. Actually, no, I know what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing here. Tyreek, I clicked on him like once or twice when we were doing the little boards and shit. And then I was just like, what am I doing? Like, why am I taking Tyreek Hill? At best, he plays like week 10. He doesn't have a team. He's also a head case. Who's going to bring Tyreek Hill in? The Giants were supposed to be the spot, and then they brought in Odell. We're going to take Chris Bell on this specific team. So I have a lot of early season stuff. You know, guys like Downs, Sutton, Devontae Adams. Should be pretty safe. I wanted some upside there. This team worked out pretty well, man. It's lightly stacked. I have nothing with Cam Ward, but I'm fine with that. Double stack with Josh Allen. We have Genty, Barkley, Bucky, Pacheco, and Brian Robinson. Kind of running backs I want to take when I have 3 solid dudes. Adams, Cortland Sutton, Josh Downs, Worthy, Matthew Golden, Shakir, Shaheed, Coleman, and Chris Bell with McBride and Sadiq. So pretty happy with the squad all in all. We had the first 2. That's my 4th straight 11 slot that I had in the puppy dating back to yesterday. I've like 3 of the 4 teams. The first 2 I did yesterday were better than this one, but I think this is a pretty solid squad. I got better ADP value in those other ones. We will do quick team reviews for the community members in here, and then we'll hop in another one. We got Sean, Derek, Connor, and Max in here. We'll give team reviews for. I didn't take him, K-Space. Cameron can only do 1. God, my internet is not good right now. I'm in a slow right now. As a third running back, would you prefer Dowdle or Harvey? It's underdog. I prefer Dowdle. But with the Dobbins news, it's closer than it was before. I'm still buying in on Dowdle. I think he has... I mean, the offense is definitely favoring Harvey, but if this was DraftKings, I'd probably say Harvey for the PPR stuff. Give me Dowdle. Aaron Rodgers still got to check the ball down in general, but I'm a pretty big Dowdle fan. Have been for a while. We're doing a puppy, Leo. Puppy. Has Helen. Helen has not made an appearance yet, guys. We can get a Helen appearance. Let's get a Helen appearance.
I'll tell you what I'd do, man. 2 chicks at the same time, man.
And one of them's Helen. There we go. Beautiful Helen. I upload a new Helen Hunt picture every single stream. This is probably like 7 or 8 years ago, I'm guessing. Pretty solid. I also uploaded a picture of me and the wife. You guys have seen her, but I'm going to give her a shout out on the my confessional for the Iron Thrones League. I think I like this picture. The lighting's not great. One of my favorite pictures of me and the wife. So a couple years back, give her a shout out. She's a sweetheart. Also plays more fantasy leagues than most guys does. She was in 11 last year. She won 4 ships, and then she's going to do 7 this year. So she knows ball, and she's like my little Padawan. You got dial-up. No, there's just storms in the area, man. No problemo, enjoyer. All right, let's look at teams here. Padawan, young Padawan. We have Max's squad, Mahomes, CJ Stroud, and Rodgers. That seems pretty fair. Gibbs, Montgomery, Judkins, and Pollard. Okay. I think you might have want to take a fifth one, but Monty and Judkins are super safe. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Nico, Rice, Pittman, Concepcion, Naylor, Tesla, Wicks, and Ted Hurst. I like these guys right here. Tesla, Wicks, and Hurst. Upside, floor, upside, Kraft, Kelsey, and Darnell Washington. My only concern with this squad is you're not that stacked up with Mahomes. I guess you have Kelsey. Okay, you have Kelsey and Rashee Rice. That's fine. I don't like all the stacks with Houston and Pittsburgh. Like, those are not really teams I really want to buy in on too much. Choose one to stack. It's a little bit much. But all in all, pretty balanced squad, dude. We got Connor up next. Dak, Bryce Young, and Tua. Pretty fair there. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Chuba Hubbard, J.K. Dobbins, and Zach Charbonnet. Like this build right here. Chuba should cover you for any early Josh Jacobs injury issues or if he gets suspended a couple games. And same with Dobbins if he's healthy. This is early season guys right here, and Charbonnet's a late season guy. This running back room makes a lot of sense. CeeDee Lamb, Ted McMillan, DJ Moore. You took my DJ Moores. Marvin Harrison, Debo, Zach Branch, and Cooper Kupp. Kyle Pitts, Jake Ferguson, and Kate Otten. Might be a bit heavy at tight end. I might have just gone with Pitts and Ferguson, but not going to begrudge you for taking Kate Otten unstacked. The Cooper Kupp pick, though, this one, you can do better, man. It's like when you see a girl and you can do better. Dude, it's not that I hate Kupp. I'm so in on Torrey. He knew I was going to say that. I take Torrey Horton. I take Shaheed, man. And I know Shaheed goes much earlier, but Torrey Horton goes at that same range, right? So the archetype of player he is, the fact that last year he had 2 touchdowns. When is Cooper Kupp going to meet this lineup? He has to score 2 touchdowns, right? He's never having 70 yards. He's not running on the field far enough. He's never getting anything after the catch anymore. So I think they're phasing him out into like a specialist, a third down maven on 3rd and 6. He'll give you a 9-yard reception. That's 1.4 points. He'll play in the red zone because he's savvy there. Other than that, unless he catches 6 touchdowns this year, there's just no point. And he had 2 last year, and he had a pretty big role. So that's my thing. I love the golden years. I made a lot of money on Cooper Kupp, man. But give me the guys that are deep ball mavens for sure. I like this team. That's my biggest issue. I like the Debo and Zach Branch pick. Obviously, I love Marvin Harrison this year. Pretty solid team from Connor. And he's also driving and drafting. So shout out to him. Be safe, my dude. The American Sniper, Chris Kyle. We have Lamar and Jordan Love at quarterback. Jordan Love falls to 130. That is super nice. Little fall on Lamar as well. James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Jonathan Brooks, Kenny Gainwell, and Mike Washington. Well-balanced running back room. I like, you have 2 studs, and then you have a safe option with Kenny Gainwell if Brooks takes a while to get heated up. Upside shot with Mike Washington. Flowers, Wilson, Tyson, Reed, Myers, Jennings, Trey Harris, Jacoby Lane, Antonio Williams. I like the Williams pick. The Jacoby Lane shit is just too much. You saw a story go off on that take last night about the hype of some of these guys. But love the team. Mark Andrews and Gaston. Look at that fall at Gaston. I can't believe it. 22 picks after ADP. This is a Derek team. I endorse this squad. I think I must have sniped Matthew Golden from you, man. I needed Matthew Golden, though, so I apologize. Take a quick look at my squad before we get to Sean's squad. We had Josh Allen and Cam Ward. Nice fall on Cam Ward. 12 picks after ADP. It's about as early as I'll take Josh Allen at 38. Genty, Barkley, Bucky, Pacheco, Brian Robinson. So pretty safe top 3 here. Then I just wanted to go some upside handcuffs. Could score a couple touchdowns here and there. Adam Sutton, Downs, Worthy. Golden's my 5. Shakir, Shaheed, Coleman, and Chris Bell. With Trey McBride and Sadiq. Kind of like this squad, man. Kind of like this team. I can't believe this receiver room that I ended up, I didn't take a receiver until Adams. And then the next receiver was 83 with Sutton. But the fact that I have Golden as my 5, the high end is trash here. I'm not going to lie that. But I need about 3 receivers a week, I'd say, because I'm going to get some flex appeal from Bucky a lot of weeks. And our quarterback and tight end room should be pretty elite. Sean Squad, Brock Purdy, Kyler Murray, and Jacoby Brissett. Hampton, Javonte Williams, Travion Henderson, Tank Bigsby, and Kaylan Black. That's how you build a running back room right there, brother. When you got 3 guys that we trust to give us spike weeks and consistent production, go with the upside shot. Don't take a filler type player because that guy won't meet your lineup. If Tank Bigsby starts 3 games this year, he could hit your lineup for sure. Jefferson, T. Higgins, Carnell Tate, Michael Wilson as your 4. Stribling, Travis Hunter, Tank Dell, and Torrey Horton. Sam Laporta and Kincaid. Pretty balanced. The middle is a little bit of an issue here from Tate to Wilson to Stribling and Travis Hunter. But I will say you took 8 receivers. Like you have to take 8 receivers if you take Travis Hunter. It's just you don't. If you take 7, there's a chance that he might have a stretch where he's not playing on offense. It's a murky situation. But we're at the upside to pick 157. Definitely like that. Solid ass team, Sean. Lane has a path outside of Flowers at wide receiver room is garbage. Yeah, but I like Surratt better as a prospect. And Bateman is still pretty young. I mean, I think people think he's old. What is Bateman 27? Can someone check that out for me? Now, Lane in Dynasty, different story. Who Hames? What is who are you digging, man? That's what makes the world go round, right? My number one take is that Hawkinson is the best value on the board, but yeah, I get it. I don't want to read into all the hype. You know what I mean? I don't feel like he should have jumped this high. And I understand there's a path for someone else to be there. I'm just not a Jacoby Lane fan. I mean, he caught some touchdowns at USC, but the volume, like as my guy Storey says, like the production profile was not there. It's rare. This is a Dante Thornton thing. People were talking about Dante Thornton last year. He got all this buzz because he's the archetype of player we want, right? He's 6'5". He's a burner, but he had no production at Tennessee. And lo and behold, he had no production with a pretty wide open receiver room there in the Raiders. And Tez Walker's still there as well. All the guy does is catch touchdowns. Jonathan, this is a good comment. Still fucking lagging here. Lane is in competition with Bateman for the X role. Surratt has the big slot role all to himself. And I'm not trying to say that there's not a chance he breaks out, and it would probably be later in the year, in my opinion. It's fine. It's a late round pick. Just not a guy I'm in on personally. I take a lot more Bateman, and if I was going to go with a rookie, I would go Surratt because I think Surratt he's savvy and he's very good in the red zone. Oh, the playoffs were great for Cooper Kupp, man. It's just the regular season stuff. Shaheed is going to be real this season. Shaheed is going to be real, and Torrey Horton's real for sure. I have no idea why Surratt fell. Like, I still don't know why Surratt didn't go to the Raiders. So, I love Chig, but mostly take him with the stack, but I'm in on Chig, especially now with he's falling. Loveland, I'm not buying on the Bears too much. I have so much Kittle from earlier because I figured he was being back earlier than people thought. I'm huge into Bowers. I'll get to you, Jonathan. My biggest thing is I have a different strategy in best ball. I am going to take Bowers all over the place in full PPR redraft. Like, I will take him at 15. I might take him at fucking 14. I'm comfortable taking McBride at the end of the 3rd round if I'm going to go elite tight end. I also don't like stacking Bowers because I don't know that. And that's how you make money is to go in on a guy like Mendoza late. And if he plays week 5, you're going to make money. I don't know. I like Bowers more in full PPR, I guess, is my thing. All those elite tight ends. I know Loveland's a touchdown guy for sure. Kraft was my guy last year. Again, I like late tight ends. I like taking 3 tight ends because I think the tight ends score as much as the wide receivers in that range. And it gives me installation at both positions, flex and tight end. But there's really no right way to do it. It's mostly value, right? Like, I'm just not going to be reaching on most of those guys. But I will reach on Bowers in redraft. I can't wait to take a lot of shares of Bowers in full PPR. He's going to outscore George Pickens, guys, and he plays tight end. Let me get to Jonathan's comments. Surratt, highest production profile of any wide receiver in that class besides Tate. People hate on the wide receivers, but they produce in a run-first team. I'm a Surratt guy. I am a Michael Bolton fan. All right, we're going to do another draft here. And let's do a countdown. We'll do 11:30 p.m. Central, so a little over a minute for another puppy. Get in with us, draft with us. Who Hames if you want to. If Candyman's still in here, whoever wants to draft with us, get in. We'll talk about the teams and see who can win some money. It's going to be a bloodbath, boys.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
All right, so 11:28, so a little over a minute. And then we draft the puppy.
According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses, or trait.
3 p.m. Central. I don't love the advancement rates of the puppy either, but I want to get some shares. I think I've done 18 of these so far. I want to get about 25 of them in. And soon they'll have a new tournament dropping, and I'm going to just go to that. So I'm going to try to get as many puppies in as I can. I've already got quite a bit of Pitbull. I maxed out the original Pitbull. I think I've done 9 Pitbull 2s or 8. I have 1 or 2 left. I'm debating maxing that one out. But I am also winding down on Best Ball as well. I have my first draft is tomorrow, actually. It's not one of my teams. I wouldn't do it, but it's with Junkbuster. I'm doing 2 drafts with him. He's a fanatic in the Patreon, so that's what we do around here. I'm going to draft his teams with him tomorrow. And then my first actual draft is Sunday. That's Nick O's league. I've been in this league since 2011. Super fun league. 4 IDPs, super deep, wacky scoring. That'll be fun. And then my Fantrax public leagues, the first of the 34 Fantrax leagues I'm doing live in the stream is next Wednesday. So that is the 19th. I'm drafting all of them live, man. I don't do my home leagues live because those dudes will hop in and they already know who I'm going to take. Home leagues are a disadvantage for me, man. Because, for instance, last year, I could break it down for you guys. Oh, shit, it's 11:30. I didn't join it. Did I miss it? I might have missed it. Talking about a bunch of shit. Last year, my 4 highest drafted players were Olave, Pickens, Javonte Williams, and Tucker Kraft. Not shitting you. And, well, Justin Fields. So Justin Fields is my 5th highest drafted. Actually, I think Justin Fields is my 2nd highest drafted player. But those are my top 5 that I drafted. And I got 1 share of those guys in my home leagues because everyone was taking those dudes. These are all redrafts, Who Hames. Of all those players I mentioned, 5 players, I was in 5 home leagues last year. I got 1 share of all of those players last year. And I do my home leagues a lot later. So at that point, I had so many shares of those players. So I wasn't fading them. I would have drafted all of them at ADP. But every one of those guys was taken a round early because at least half of all of those leagues watch the show, or at least like if they don't watch the show, they tune in and just look at my pillar players and they see all the drafts I'm doing and they trust me, they believe in me, so they take my players. So I don't stream my home leagues for that reason. I guess it just doesn't really matter, but that's wild. And luckily it helped me for Tucker Kraft because I had 19 of 36 Tucker Krafts last year. I would have had 23 or 24, and it worked out, though, for a little bit because I was like 5-0 or 4-1 in a lot of those leagues with Kraft. All we can say is thank you, Harold Fannin, for saving my ass last year. Harry Fanny saved my ass in a lot of spots last year. Who do we have here? We have Horns, Buddy Man, K-Space. Did you guys get in the underfly? I think I was a little late. I must have been a little late. I failed at my own fucking countdown, so whoops. No Aaron Donald. Even if he signs, he's not going to be playing very many snaps, and defensive tackles don't score very much in IDP leagues. Hey, we got the first pick, though. We've had 11 4 straight times, so we're pretty happy with having the first pick. So, yeah, look forward to those 34 drafts, guys. Again, this is what this channel does. We're very transparent about everything. I don't, everything is there. Put my money where my mouth is. I fund all this best ball stuff. I have no sponsors. It's all me, baby. So I need to win these leagues because I'm surviving on fantasy right now. And I'm going to have about $8,000 in this year, probably, with everything all included. I need to double that. If I can cash 16, that's typically what I do is I double it every year. And I can't rely on best ball because these are really not fluky, but redraft I rely on doubling my entry fees. And then I get $16,000 to live on now that I'm not working. I'm just doing the show to get me through until next football season. And obviously whatever I make from the show doesn't go very far in Chicago. I'll say that. Losing money is not really an option. Max, Montana, Connor, and I are in different drafts. That was on me. You have any Malik Benson? No, but my boy Mouth, shut up Mouth from Downtown Sports. He is a big Malik Benson fan and like crazy in on Malik Benson. He has he had him at like number 8, where we did our top 15 wide receiver prospects. He had him at like number 8. I had him at like number 28. So I see the appeal. I think I compared him. I think Benson. I compared to Pat, not Pat Bryant. What the fuck? Who did I compare? I'm trying to think of my comp for Malik Benson. I'm not a big fan. The pathway and the runway is there because that receiver core is pretty garbage. But I'm just not a fan of Malik Benson. I can see taking shots on him though for sure. Luckily, I'm in the suburbs, which is also expensive, but it's not the city. Like I'd be homeless, bro, if I lived in the city. Chicago's not as bad as LA or New York, obviously, but it is definitely one of the more expensive cities to live in. What's up, Keith? Shout out to Keith, fanatic in the community. We're in a puppy 3, I think it is. Missed you. Started JSN and Chase Brown. That's pretty nice. I'll give a quick shout out to my boy Keith and all the boys in here. You see in here every night. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We also had a new member sign up. That is, I didn't upload it. I didn't upload the new one for supporting the show, sticking with us through the off season. We kept on putting out content every day, as you guys know, but not a lot going on in May and June, but we were still putting out 2 or 3 hours a night, entertaining you guys, and much love and appreciation to everybody. Anyone interested, I got to make my pick here. Anybody interested, we are running a promo to get in the community, 50% off from now until the start of the season for the first month. So if you're debating doing it, now is probably the time. The fact that football's starting, 50% off, dude. $5 just gets you in if you just want the bare bones of it. $2.50 to test it out. It's not too bad. By the way, I was watching some Rashee Rice stuff. I'm going to take him. But his highlights of Rashee Rice, and I've never been a big Rashee Rice guy in terms of talent. Dude, it looks pretty rough. Like, it looks like Hawkinson out there, bro. But the role is the role, and I'm not going to totally fade the guy, but there you go. That's somewhere wrong. I forget my comp, but there you go. Basically Denzel Mims. Anyone named Mims sucks because Marvin Mims also sucks. Can't get on the field. You can't put fantasy points out there. Hell yeah, Keith. I saw you joined it today. All you guys, I think 2 people haven't joined it. That's the first one we filled. We're going to have 2 other ones that we have a couple spots. We do have 1 spot in our best ball league. That is on Sleeper, $50. 1 spot left for that. That's going to be a 24-round draft with it adding a flex, super deep. And then we have 1 spot left in our 10-man super flex league. That's $100. This is all done on League Safe. So I forget who didn't join yet, Keith, but 2 people haven't joined. I put the deadline for payment on League Safe like down the road. I'm not worried about any of you guys. Got a troll in here. It's an angry friend that has mental health issues for sure. I think I have a clip for him. Hold on. I got a clip for him. Where's it at? Where is the clip for him? I got it. Here you go.
I don't know who Bozo is. What, is he a clown?
Is he a clown? What, are you kidding me?
Well, what is he? Yes, he's a clown. All right, so what's the big deal? There's millions of clowns. All right, just forget it. Forget it? You should forget it. You're living in the past, man. You hung up on some clown from the 60s, man. Oh.
All right. My buddy I'm referring to is like estranged from his family because he's a psycho. And I still talk to his brother and he blames me, even though I don't even know his family well. He's drinking too much. He's in a dark place. And I still love the guy, man. I can, I can forgive and forget, man. Like all the shit he said, whatever. I think this is pretty low to do this, but no big deal. Jason, how do you get into the redrafts leagues you guys are doing? It is for community members only. So you got to be a professional in the community, but anyone can do it. And if you're interested, man, we'd love to have you in there. There's, like I said, one spot in the Superflex League, one spot in the Best Ball League. The 12-man PPR is already full, but I might do one more. If we get enough people that want to do one, I'm already commissioning 6 fucking leagues, but I'll commission 7th for you guys. So if you do want to join, the link's in the description for the Patreon. Make sure you do use the code PRO so you get 50% off the first month. And we do offer a lot more than just the leagues and the Discord and the community, which it is the place to be. But we have fans on the show, guest spots on the show, the community leagues, the Discord, free merchandise giveaways, shirts, hats to your door for free out of my pocket. Love doing that. And the bets. This is probably, and honestly, this is the thing that's the best for everybody, is I release the bets early for community members. I release these on Saturday on the show, the betting show. But I bet these on Wednesday and Thursday when it's all player props, when the props drop. And these aren't alternate lines. So 96 and 58 last year. And we've had a 4-year sample of dominating. We're also going to have Mike Storey, my main co-host, who is a college football savant, who I'm about 62% on these props, 60% historically, at least since I started the show. He is about 64% on his college football plays. He doesn't have the volume. He does 1 or 2 bets a week. You're going to get his bets as well. And that's going to make more than your money back. So another little perk of joining, because why not share the money, share the fun? We can all win together, right? Who do we take? Interesting here. I'm gonna take a couple of my boys. Let's just take some touchdown scoring running backs here. Neighbors and Rice is a risky 2-receiver proposition for sure. Shit, I missed some comments. Sorry about that, Keith. Appreciate you. Let's fucking go. Thanks for making things very easy. That's what I'm here for, guys. I'm here to make your lives easier, and I'm putting so much time in this already. Like, I love fantasy football, as you guys know. I love playing with my boys, and it's going to be awesome. Also, guys, in the community leagues I'm joining, just so you guys know, if I do win, second and third doesn't count. If I win any of the leagues, so first place is like, I think $600 or $700. I'm giving 10% back the next year to the league. So if I win first place, let's say it's $700. We got to vote on the payouts. 70 of that dollars I will give back, and we'll do a random drawing. And if you were in the league the first year and you're in the second year, that you'll get 70% of your buy-in. You get $70 towards your next buy-in. So just in case I run the table, I'm not trying to say I will, but historically I do pretty well. Just so in case I win a couple of them, I don't want people to be like, fucking you fucking played us. Like, it's also fantasy football. We know it's a lot of luck, but I'm willing to give you guys 10%. So another little perk I want to give back to y'all. Jonathan, Rob is the most upstanding guy. I mean, I haven't always been. I don't think I am. I have a lot of work to do as a person. I think everyone should. The people that think they don't have a lot of work to do are usually the people that have the most issues. But I've definitely been through the ringer through a lot of things. But I think I've tried to learn and been as level-headed as I can, man. And the word is grace and respect. I think it's the number one thing. Dealing with trolls, dealing with people that have, people have bad days. Like, I'm going to try to just, I always say, kill them with kindness, man. Like, that's the biggest way. If someone wants to disrespect you, you can make them look like the clown, which they already are, but you can make them feel even bad about it because it's like, damn, this guy didn't deserve that. Like, this guy's just trying to, give entertainment, have a good time, and just chill. Like, that's what it's all about. McCall for the local guy. We live pretty close. Cook County. Yeah, you're in Cook County, bro. I'm in Kane County. Cook is nuts. I wish, man, Eastbound and Down. I'm watching it right now, but I'm watching so much film and highlights, shit like that I get like one episode a night. I'm into season 2. I've kind of been stuck on season 2. I love Danny McBride, though.
I have a particularly explosive ejaculate. It just goes everywhere. It's like a fucking wild fireman's hose. You're just gonna grab on and pray to God it doesn't get in your eyes or your mouth. You think that's the only thing I jerked off in here? I've been dropping loads around this fucking house like a goddamn dump truck. You don't come on my stuff. I'll come wherever the fuck I want, James. I'll fucking come in your kitchen. I'll come on your fucking art. I'll come anywhere I want. I will fucking come right on you. I will come like a fucking madman all over you, McBride. Ooh, I fucking wish you'd come on me right now. I fucking dare you to come on me.
You know what I love? When I see the viewership go up when I'm in the middle of a wild clip, and sometimes people have never seen the show, and they come into a fantasy football show, and it's Danny McBride talking about coming all over James Franco. That's the kind of shit I'm about, because if I saw that, I'd be like, I'm in. You had me at coming. You know what I mean? I'm in. And then you get good information, you get a good vibe, you get the awesome chat, all you awesome people in here that make the show. You guys literally make my job easy, dude. It's funny comments, it's awesome comments, and it's smart comments. You guys know ball. And I'm learning, you know, this is almost coming up in a year for these streams. This is all part of it, right? Because again, I put in a lot of my own, it's all my own money, $8,000 in. Like, I need to win. Like, there's no sponsorship things. This is all me. I need to win. And the more you know, man, the more you know. Where are we looking at here? We have, we could do this. I don't know if I love this, but we're done at running back for a while. We got two really nice options. I'm never taking Mekhi Lemon. Jeez, 77 ADP. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to take an unstacked Jaden Daniels. Fine with that. And we're going to take DK. Let's do that. I can get Chig later. I could take a shot. You know, maybe I take a shot on the rookie. And Jaden Daniels is a guy you don't really have to stack. I mean, you want to get a stack with him for sure, with every player, but value is in the ground, man. Look at the rookie year. It was 700 plus rushing yards. You're not in my draft though, Connor. He said this dude just took Wicks 100 spots for ADP. So you took him at what? 70? Is that right? 70? Yeah, I feel worse about my Jaden pick now because Max just said Jaden Daniels to pick 70. It was the Terry stack feels so good. Now I just feel like shit about my Jaden Daniels pick. Thank you, Max. I still feel fine with it. The team's okay. I don't love my teams when I pick at the one hole. I definitely like my teams better at the right side of the board. Hell yeah. By the way, Shamrock, if you're still in here, man, I see you in here. You have to. I DM'd you in the Discord, man. We got to get you that free month because Sean bought you a free month. That's how I got you in there. I want to have him redeem it for you so it doesn't go to waste or he doesn't give it to somebody else. So check you have to accept my friend request in the Discord, or just search my name. I just posted the stream earlier today, so just accept my friend request and you'll see the DMs on the left side above the main server. And I want to get you guys together so he can redeem his membership so it doesn't go to waste. And he might give it to somebody else. I want it to go to you. I picked you, man. I picked you, dude. Dude, I love Wicks this year. I mean, I don't think I love Wicks, but I do like Wicks at ADP, especially if you have Jalen Hurts. But there goes Lemon. See, this is a fair bet. 84 on Lemon. I mean, it's not great, but I actually mentioned this on Nice and Blunt stream earlier. They were talking about Mekhi Lemon. And on DraftKings and on Drafters, he's like he's in the 90s in ADP. He should go higher on those because he's a PPR dude. And he's not a half PPR guy. It's probably because of the stack. But Lemon's props. So if you're a Lemon guy, just go over to DraftKings or go over to FanDuel right now. Before the injury, right, before he's been missing time, his props are set at 649 yards receiving over under and 3.5 receiving touchdowns. That tells you all you need to know for wide receiver 35. Like, no, thank you. And you know, if you like Lemon, take him in fantasy. I would advise against that, but you should definitely bet those props. I definitely like the 3.5 touchdown prop. That's super low. The 650 is super low as well. Like, I love Lemon, the talent, but hit that up, man. No, I don't think you did, Shamrock. So yeah, we'll get you in there. Just like I said, check your DMs, and I'll get a little group chat going with us three, and he can send you the actual link to accept it. Thoughts on Brian Dable and Wando Robinson reuniting and having the most receptions in training camp? I think he's a steal. You know, I had a conversation with my wife. Give me a second to make my pick here. This is what I talk about with my wife, apparently. We're going to wait at tight end. Let's take... I can't take Pittman. Take a Michael Wilson for sure. And then... Come on. Gary, any of these guys up the board, dude. Shit. Let's take Monangai. We'll do that. We are pretty good at running back now. I can wait and take a fifth guy with like the last pick or something. I'm pretty happy with this running back room. Again, the stacking is not great on this team right now. And I could have taken, you know, Jackson Dart. I think that's too heavy at quarterback. At this point, I'm just taking fucking ADP value. Not great. What was the comment I was reading? Oh, yeah. I was having a conversation with my wife about this. She's like, she loves Wandale Robinson. She's had him the last couple of years. 80-plus receptions. But it was out of necessity, right? Like, Wandale Robinson's a slot merchant. My concern is Cam Ward, his skill set does not match up with Wandale Robinson. This is my concern with Luther Burden. And people trying to say that the St. Brown role is going to go to Luther Burden. Well, like, Caleb Williams is not Jared Goff. That role is not the same with the quarterback. Cam Ward pairs up nice with Io Manor. He pairs up well with Carnell Tate. He's an aggressive guy that wants to throw the ball downfield. He's fine on on-time passing. I don't think he wants to do it, and I don't think that's really his strength. So Calvin Ridley's still going to be a factor here. You know, Carnell Tate's going to earn targets. So the volume in best ball, no, I'm not taking a lot of Wandale. In PPR redraft, I don't really see the point. But he's also a guy I don't mind flexing, right? Like, he's going to be a safe floor player, get a lot of 4 for 50s. Think of Khalil Shakir, but I would just rather have Khalil Shakir 2 rounds later tied to the Bills. And maybe, just maybe, DJ Moore being there is going to allow them to not just use Shakir at the lowest ADOT in the league, because that's what it's been. And DJ Moore can play that role as well. So maybe they mix it up a little bit. I don't know. I'm pretty in on Shakir this year. Yeah, all rookies typically, especially Lemon. I see what you're saying there. And, you know, Devonta Smith has stayed healthy for the most part in his career. Doesn't have the frame. Like, the concern with Devonta Smith coming out was the frame. And if he is not, you know, being an alpha is different. You got to take bigger hits at being an alpha. More volume, stuff like that. If Smith goes down, then Mekhi Lemon's like a wide receiver too every week, I feel like. But Smith stayed healthy. I'm not drafting a guy based on that. Again, I'm fine with taking Lemon and DraftKings. Like 95, I'm cool with that, man. With the inherent upside, not in the 70s. Like, no way, no how in half PPR. Yeah, the familiarity with the system for Wandale is nice. It's still a new quarterback, though. So I'm not saying that's a wash, but... Yeah. Thoughts on Michael Richards and the Laugh Factory incident? I know it's back in 2007, but it still shocks me. Dude, the best part about that, if there is a best part about that, is Dave Chappelle's stand-up when he's at the Laugh Factory. He does like 3 minutes on Kramer. If you have not seen that, click off this stream right now and go watch that. Dave Chappelle, GOAT, by the way. Fucking great. He's like, every time I'm on this stage, I just can't stop thinking about fucking Kramer melting down. Just fucking amazing, man. Fucking amazing. Speaking of Wandale, he's still available. And consider taking him here. You don't have a tight end. This team sucks. I am drafting a pretty bad team. I just realized I'm a little distracted. Having a great time, though, so no big deal. It's one of these teams is going to make my money back, maybe. It's gross. Super gross. So, where's the tight end situation at? All right. I think I know what I'm going to do. We're going to take Ty with Shuck. And then we're going to take Coker. Opens up for a Bryce Young. Oh, I can't take Bryce Young, but I love Coker. Coker's been rising up a little bit. I don't hate it where he's going there. I love getting him in the 13th round earlier on, but can't always get what we want. Thought this was a membership. I replied, "Was the membership?" No, we'll chat later tonight, man. There you go. I got you. I said, "Hey," I'm saying hi to you, but we'll get Sean in there and we'll figure it out. Let's see where we're at in terms of the third draft. So we got 16 of 20, 4 Super Chat dollars away or a Patreon member away. I will draft another one. I do have to record my confessional for the Thrones League. I promised Ruben I'd get it in tomorrow for him. I know the deadline's the 15th, but a lot of people are not putting him in yet. So I figured I don't want him to be stressing about me. And I want to make it good. I want to make it good. I got to give him a flair. I have a couple cutaways to put in just to give him the flair of the show. And no problem, Shamrock. Yeah, apparently everybody I pick goes later in the other draft. I don't love this team at all. This is probably a throwaway. It's not correlated. The running backs are really nice. That's what I got going for me. But other than that, man, this is a bad team. We do them sometimes. The last team I drafted was so much fucking better. I like that last team. We'll see. The running back room is still strong. We just have to correlate some stuff later with this squad. And it's going to be very lightly stacked. Very lightly stacked. They can't all be winners. Hell yeah, Who Ames? It's gonna be a fun time. It's badass that Piece of Pia's in there. I've been watching Piece of Pia for a while, and dude knows ball. Just a great guy in general. So it gives the league a little, some standing, right? And we all know our shit, and some of us are more well known than others, but we all know Joe Piece of Pia. We all know Joe Piece of Pia. So can't wait to go against him in a battle of a 14-man league, bro. 14-man leagues are tough in general if you're playing with your buddies. When you're playing against other experts, all people that are fucking been through the gauntlet for years and years and years, I've seen it all. There's no value to be had in the draft. And if you're in the middle of the draft board in a 14-man league, it sucks anyway, but good luck in this one. The one nice thing is a lot of people have their takes they're dug in on, and as we should. So hopefully not a lot of guys like the players I like. I'm sure I could get TJ Hawkinson. I'm guessing if I want to fade tight end in a 14-man and have him, which I wouldn't hate doing because I do have him ranked there, I could do that. But do I want to be known as a Hawkinson guy in this league? Oh, if Chig goes here, I'm screwed. Like, this team is a fade. If I can get Chig and Juwan Johnson, this team has a little bit of life in it. But if not, this team is fucked. This team is so fucked if that happens. So, let's see. This guy only has Kelsey. This is my last worry. The other guy's got Kittle already. Okay, take Strange. We dodged a bullet here. We're keeping this team alive. Very, very slim chances here. We have Okonkwo. And then we have Juwan. Okay. All right. Slight chance here. And we could take Devon Vele late, who I do like the player. Vele was like a 26-year-old rookie, but his film was pretty nice last year. Connor with the $5 hit to get the goal. And you know what that means, guys? A third draft. It also means a chug race. Let's get it going. I might as well be a little more tipsy for my confessional because That's on brand. Let's be on brand here as much as we can. Here we go. Gotta get ready. This is a tall one. Pre-poured tall one.
Here you go.
Who won? Who won? I can't see because it's delayed on my screen. Dude, 20-man league from a call-off. I pick at the 18 hole. Top 3 get paid. Buy-ins is $69 for the memes. That's a lot of money in the pot. That's $1,400 almost in the pot. $1,380. 20-man. How many teams make the playoffs? Is it 8? 10? You know what sucks about that though? It's what I love about 12-man being standard is the top 2 teams should get buys. And that's my issue with 10-man leagues. It's like, dude, if I get the first seed and I go undefeated or something and I have to fucking have the same chance to win as everyone else, if you do 10 teams make the playoffs, or it'd probably be 8. If it was 8 make the playoffs, you have to win 3 playoff rounds to win the championship, which is, I get you have to earn it, but the 8th seed has, it sucks they have to play the 1 seed. That's not the way it always works out, right? Like the teams could, that team could be emerging, maybe some waiver wire studs. I want an advantage for being a top 2 seed. So being like the 1 seed, it's cool and all, but no advantage in that league. So that's an issue I have there. I want to hear the answer. How many teams make the playoffs? McCall. Sounds like a fun league, man. Like that's deep. You're starting, like Braxton Berrios has started in that league, and he's barely even on a team right now. I will say I have a sauce. I have to get a Braxton Berrios jersey because he won me a couple championships. I had some teams that were so decimated, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I want to say, when he was in the Jets. And he had a fantasy playoff run of, he had a 2-touchdown game with a punt return, and then he had like 60 yards receiving and a touchdown. And then he scored he had 90 yards and a touchdown the other game. And I started him in multiple leagues. That's how bad my team was. I started like a Goomba Wale. Like it was a waiver wire fodder, not even like waivers, like guys you got like waiver wire where anyone can get them. So yeah, shout out to Braxton Berrios. I recall he has a really hot girlfriend, or he did. Short little guy too. Pretty handsome though. Pretty handsome. Let's see what we're cooking up here. We have, a couple good options here for sure. We're done at quarterback. We have Shuck. Let's look at the team. It's gross. I don't really want to show you guys the team, but Daniels and Shuck, Gibbs, Monty, Judkins, Manungai, with Neighbors, Rice, Metcalf, Wilson, and Coker, and Okonkwo and Johnson. So right on the line there at tight end. I probably want a third one. It's just a very blah team, in my opinion. Part of being good at fantasy is identifying bad teams. Like, not every team can be good, so. Man, we need Zach Charbonnet here really bad. Really bad. Fuck, dude. Come on, man. Unbelievable. This is just rough right here. This is super rough. I don't know what I'm going to do here. It sucks. Might as well take another share of my guy. My Hawk shares have gone down since everyone in these rooms take him so early. I like tight end room now at least, but man, Charbonnet made so much sense for this team. So much sense for this team, and that one hurts. That one hurts. I thought I could have actually salvaged something. 8-man playoffs. Top 4 get buys. All right, okay. I get in on that one. 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs, 1 flex. In super flex? Dude, that is so deep for a fucking 20-man league. I would love to play in that league, though. In a keeper 3 flex league, we're 1. I get Tyler Warren as my 8th round pick in redraft PPR. Would you take Kittle if he's there as a flex? He's healthy. Man, I don't like to flex a tight end if I can help it. So I would probably try to avoid that. I feel like the wide receiver options are better at that point. But it is still George Kittle. The Warren spot's great. I got Tyler Warren as my 8th round. Eighth round for Warren. Warren's going about 4th. End of 4th, early 5th, depending on the place. Let's read Max's team here. Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, JT, A-Chain, Javonte, Sampson, Sean Tucker, McLaurin, Adunze, Watson, Wilson, Addison, Higgins, Naylor, Cyrus Allen. The Cyrus Allen love is insane. Okonkwo, Hockenson, Barner. Dude, this team is amazing, Max. That's the best team I've ever seen you draft. I mean, Daniels and Kyler Murray. Kyler's a starter now. We've all known that, but the schedule is great in the playoffs for Kyler. JT, A-Chain, Javonte. This is a 10-man league, dude. Like, this is a puppy. This is unreal. McLaurin, Adunze, Watson, Wilson, Addison. Holy shit. Yeah, definitely bigger streams. Like Best Ball Mania, I don't want to do with you guys anyway. I want all of us to win money, and like that's just not a great investment for us. But I do all my home, not my home leagues, but my Fantrax publics, because a couple of guys know about it. Pierre in the Discord, I have him in there just because we were battling last year in a bunch of leagues, and he knows ball, so he was watching. He sniped Kraft a couple times from me for effect. He also took Justin Fields a couple times from me, so that actually was a wash. It's so much Justin Fields last year. It's disgusting. Disgusting. All right. Well, do we take... Is 7 receivers enough on this team? With Neighbors, 1, 2, 3. I think it might be. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers... I got to go aggressive at quarterback with this garbage team. So let's take Mike Washington, and then we got to get some juice in this team. We're gonna take Keenan Allen. I don't have a lot of shares of him. He wouldn't make it back to me. I need a little bit of some, in case if he does sign tomorrow, he's probably gonna go in the 15th or 14th round. So yeah, the old spite pick from Vegeta. That's a Larry David. Larry David approves of this, the spite pick. I don't like making picks on my own team to screw someone else over, because I'm trying to make the best team possible, right? So I understand that, like, where you're going there, just not willing to do the spite pick.
Say somebody put a gun to your head. Said, do you want your baby to be lighter or darker? What would you choose?
Why is someone holding a gun to my head and asking me what shade I would prefer my son to be?
I don't know. So
Why is somebody putting a gun to her head?
He wants to find out what your preference is. So you're walking down the street with Will, and he snatches you into the backseat of the car, and now he's got a gun to your head. You want a lighter or a darker baby? What shade? What shade?
Get away from me.
What color is the guy holding the gun?
He's mocha, right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
50-50. You want it lighter or darker?
I would say on the lighter side.
Derek, I'll check out your team after the draft is over. When we do team reviews, I got you, man. They are kind of looking good again, Jonathan. Dude, that would have been the greatest pick ever. If they did not draft Sadiq, Mason Taylor was going, what was it, like 10 on 25? That was my boy. I love Mason Taylor's film. I love his pedigree. I liked what he did in college. His rookie film there wasn't a lot of it because Justin Fields was playing quarterback. But man, Mason Taylor would have smashed, and I had to pivot to Hockenson for my late guy, which I don't feel as good about as what I did feel about Mason Taylor before the Sadiq pick. I'm still not feeling great about it, but it's coming back a little bit. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Again, I am not a doctor, so the Sadiq hernia stuff, hernias are also pretty wonky. It's not good if you're banking on Sadiq early season, and it was already going to be, he's already a project type player. This just exacerbates that a little bit.
He had a meniscus issue, which totally tanked Derrick Rose's career.
I should do a custom for every show, depending on the player, during the season that is an injury, and a dub over Ray's voice. And he had a back injury, and it totally tanked. and then I do the different voice, the said player's career. Or I could just have Ray go through every single player, and I could have it on file. That'd be pretty cool. I thought Sadiq would have a slow start anyway, you know, in general, without the hernia. So it's not great. But I'm down to take the dip. I think Sadiq is a great bench tight end. If you have a league, like all my Fantrax leagues are 8 bench spots, no trades. He's the guy I want on my bench. If I have, call it Sam Laporta, week 6 bye, Sadiq week 13 bye. That's the kind of guy. It's the Harold Fannin thing, right? Like, give me a rookie with upside that has elite talents that maybe the end of the year, you know, maybe Taylor gets hurt. Maybe he starts playing in the slot. Who knows? Like, that's the kind of player we want to buy in on. And that makes sense, right? It's the Pitts thing from last year. We can't deny the talent. Okay, I'm not going to say talent. We can't deny the measurables of Sadiq. Like, the dude's an underwear Olympian, like an all-timer. That only gets you so far, though. Oh, shit. I know what we got to do here. All right. I don't get taking them drafting both those guys. Like, the Omar Cooper pick made some sense. He's so pro-ready, and I did like the film. The Sadiq pick with Mason, like, what are you doing? And also, Sadiq's a project at tight end. We know this. Like, do we trust the Jets to nurture that ability? Hell no. So, if he went to a team like the Rams, okay, Sean McVay is going to fucking utilize that guy, and he's going to be awesome. It's like the Bears taking a quarterback for all those years. Like, I don't trust the Bears to make a smart pick, right? MX, should I trade Colson Loveland and Derrick Henry for Marion Hampton and Ted McMillan? Who's your other tight end? What would you be stuck with at tight end, MX? That's the biggest key. Yeah, dude, I would, because Hampton and Derrick Henry are equal, and McMillan and Colson Loveland are equal. That's close. Who would your tight end be, MX? So if you trade Loveland, you're not getting a tight end back. Who are you just gonna do? Stream the position? So, man, Goddard's pretty good though. I don't know. In a 10-man, I think I'm keeping Loveland in a 10-man. If you don't have a better option, no, because tight end, like, I want elite onesies in a 10-man. So I'm keeping these two, even though Henry's not amazing in a PPR compared to half or standard. I'm standing put, especially with the Burden stuff, dude. Like, Loveland could go to the moon. Just name one other time the Jets have made a bad decision. You need to trust them. Yeah. Aaron Glenn, sleepy Aaron Glenn, top of the list, man. Bad coordinator, all the stuff that happened in Detroit, dude. He wasn't even a good coordinator, not a good leader. Yeah, he's probably a good person. You know, Aaron Glenn's a good person. Dude, DJ Moore's fine. Would you think of it like this? Would you rather have Ted McMillan at flex with Dallas Goedert? Or would you rather have DJ Moore at your flex and Colson Loveland? Like, give me DJ Moore and Colson Loveland all day long, man. All day long. And you can just stack your bench with some upside receivers, dude. Very good dancer. Very good dancer. Not a good film watcher, man. I mean, he can't stay awake. It's like, you know, when I was younger, my dad would watch movies with me, and he'd fucking fall asleep during the previews. And as a kid, I didn't realize he was up at 4 a.m. working, and of course he's tired. But as a kid, you're like, what the fuck, man? And, you know, Aaron Glenn, unfortunately, that's his job. So you should probably stay awake watching film and watching the combine, especially when defensive players are running the 40. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Gino is a turnover machine, but we like it for fantasy because he's like a mini version of Jameis Winston. So I'm not saying I like Gino for fantasy. I do think he's undervalued, but I like it for his weapons, right? For Garrett Wilson, for Adonai Mitchell, guys like that. I mean, in PPR, yeah, I'd probably rather have Hampton than Henry, but it's not like a giant gap. Dude, it's Derrick Henry. It's Derrick Henry. You know he's going to be a top 10 running back every year. He's going to score 14 touchdowns. His Vegas lines right now are, dude, his Vegas lines are 12.5 rushing touchdowns and like 1,300 yards. So Yeah, Marion Hampton has more upside than Derrick Henry because the archetype of player he is, but Derrick Henry is still that offense. So it's not it's the Loveland thing. Like we don't want to be starting Dallas Goedert when we could have Loveland. I trust DJ Moore as well. Bayou Bengal, what's up, man? Yeah, I've seen you on Blunt stream before. He said people come check out your channel. I have arrived. Hope you are well, brother. Smash the sub for you. Appreciate that, man. What's crazy is I believe they moved up back to the first round to get Cooper. They did. All right, let's check out some teams here. We're going to get another draft, so I'm just going to go to community members here real quick. We have Buddy Man. I got Cameron a grade for you, dude. Drake May, Baker Mayfield, and CJ Stroud. Brees Hall, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, Woody Marks, and Brian Robinson. I like that build there. Brian Robinson was maybe a little heavy, but with the Josh Jacobs uncertainty, I want to draft Josh Jacobs like I know he's going to play every game, at least not get suspended, but don't mind that. JSN, Josh Downs, Godwin, Pittman. A lot of floor here, which isn't great. See what you did with the back end. Higgins, Pat Bryant, Ted Hurst, and Chris Bell. Okay. Love the Chris Bell pick with the news we got, and Ted Hurst is going to catch some deep balls this year. We saw McMillan as a rookie have 7 touchdowns, right? This is going to be a similar situation in my mind. I'm really a big fan of Ted Hurst coming out of college. So I think I had Ted Hurst as my 9th rated receiver in this draft, which was way higher than consensus. So I'm on board there. McMillan's also hurt right now. Brock Bowers and Terrence Ferguson. That's how you build a tight end room. Don't reach on a guy like Gadsden if it's unstacked. Take Terrence Ferguson. He's a guy that actually meets your lineup because when he pops, 20-point potential, right? His ADOT was insane last year. And it's a murky-ass room, but let's not forget, Terrence Ferguson kept Sadiq off the field at Oregon. And his film was good last year. It was very limited, but not a big fan of Tyler Higbee anymore. He's dusty. So 100%, man. This is a pretty solid team. I have some concerns with this wide receiver. Like, the upside of wide receiver room is bad. I'm not in on that, but you took enough of them. Not a Pat Bryant guy. Not a Pat Bryant guy at that ADP, I would say that. I like him decent at 190s, but not quite there. But all in all, pretty solid team from Cameron. We're going to go to, you know what? I'll give K-Space a grade here since he's been tuning in recently quite a bit. Dak, Jordan Love, and Daniel Jones. I think I would just stick with Dak and Love. We'll see if it's correlated. Hampton, Javonte, Cam Scatterbo, Tracy, and Ray Davis. Love the Ray Davis pick, guys. We were talking about it a couple days ago. Once Ty Johnson went down, they have not told us anything. They're going to tell us shit in a week. I mean, I liked Ray Davis before the Ty Johnson news because I'm a big fan of Ray Davis. Tied to the Bills. CeeDee Lamb, Quentin Johnson, Alec Pierce, Matthew Golden, Trey Harris, Booty, and Leggett with Kraft, Ferguson, and Parkinson. This definitely is heavy. Parkinson should not be on this team, man. You have Kraft, okay, yes, ACL concerns, not, but Ferguson's so safe. This is all you need. So I think you just went a little heavy. You got to choose one of these two positions to go 3 with. And I would probably take only 2 tight ends and maybe another running back because you have some, I guess you have the whole Giants backfield locked up, but that's not great for best ball. And then Ray Davis. So I like the top 2 for sure. I would have added probably a wide receiver. Oh, there you go. K-Space's neighbor essentially picked Colby Parkinson for him. So you know what you do to your neighbor? You got to call him out. Not fight him, but call him out.
You stupid fuck. Go buy some sandals. Hey, go buy some sandals. You want to fight? I'll fight you. I haven't fought in 10 years. I'm fighting you. What you got? Let's see. Throw down, bitch. Throw down, bitch.
Who's Buddy Man then? I just reviewed a random's team then is what you're saying? I mean, I did chug a couple beers. It's hard to remember everyone's fucking name. It is hard. All right. Let me get like in a sit and go. Ooh, speaking of the handcuffing on running back, in a sit and go, I am totally cool with Scatterbo and Tracy, right? That's fine because you don't need to. You have to get first out of 12 in this tournament. Like it's limiting your upside a little bit. Let's do one more draft, guys. So we'll do one more puppy. I'll get to a couple comments. I gotta not go on a tangent and miss the. I was like 10 seconds late for my countdown. which wasn't great. And we'll get in there. Whoever wants to hop in, get in there. Get in there. We'll do it at 12:20 a.m. Central. So that's like 2.5 minutes from now. Let's all try to get in this one, and maybe I can draft a better team. My team was not. My first team was balling. I love that first team. Apparently, I had to see the 11 slot because 11 slot works out really good. Damn right. Go buy some fucking sandals, Derek. Sandals and socks, too. Oh, I got to read Derek's team here. I don't want to get caught reading the team, though. So I'll do that once we get in the draft for you, Derek. Oh, Derek's leaving. Can you give me 2 minutes, Derek? So I don't want to miss I don't want to not have people in the same draft as me like I did last time. I know Derek's a school teacher. He's got to go to work. How is school going, man? How are the kids? How's the new crop of kids? Are you shaping their young minds, hopefully? Tell them to come over and sub to the channel. All right, a little bit more than a minute now. It's 12:18 again, 12:20 a.m. Central. We're hopping in a draft. 50 likes in this video. Appreciate you guys. The supers, obviously, you guys are very kind. We got Anthony in here. Oh shit, it's only Monday, or it's today Tuesday. I never know what fucking day it is. Anyways, tomorrow night, Candyman from the Fantasy Football Garage is hopping in. I'm going to go on his show to draft a team, and then he's coming here to talk about his exposures. We're going to pick his brain on his highest exposed players. Now it's Wednesday. All right, we're almost there. I'm not entering again. I'm getting it ready. Probably like 20 or 30 seconds. 12:20 a.m. Central. We're going to hop in this puppy and do some work. Let's see what we got. I'm looking at the clock. It's 12:19 still. Hopefully we can all get in this one, or at least half of us. Dude, I like Pat Bryant, the talent. Loved him at U of I. The injury stuff is concerning. Maybe I should be higher on Pat Bryant. 30 seconds. There it is. Hit it up. I'm not a Troy Franklin guy, so maybe I should be more about Pat Bryant for sure. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you stopping in, Bengal. We'll see ya. Maybe I should be. $12 spot. Okay, I'm more comfortable here. 11 all the other times. We got Anthony at 9. Go Horns at 10. Do we know who Go Horns is? I've seen him on Blunt Stream. I've seen him a lot of places, and he's never seen him in the chat. That is true. You're speaking of Chris Olave, who was my boy last year. I'm not fading him. I'm not worried about the concussions. It was some soft tissue stuff as well. I just think that he's a horny guy. Sean Payton scares me with the rotations, right? Like you'll see Marvin Mims out there. You're going to see Troy Franklin out there. Last year, it was like little Jordan Humphreys getting snaps. And like, that's the kind of stuff that concerns me, right? I love the talent, man. So maybe I should be in on Pat Bryant. I don't need to watch the film again because I love the film. I love Pat Bryant. It's just a situation. I know Bo Nix was near the top in pass attempts last year. They had to have a lot of comeback wins, which is weird because that defense is so good. I expect the defense to be better this year. Maybe I should rethink my inks there on Pat Bryant. You know what? I am never too proud to admit that I'm low or high on a player. Like, rarely am I going to change my stance on if I think a player is good or not, because that's also personal preference and what archetype of player we like. But I am fading him because of the situation. I don't think I'm really even fading him. I just don't like taking Pat Bryant unstacked, and I don't have a hell of a lot of Bo Nix. But I'm definitely not taking Waddle. Like, you know, I'm taking Ted McMillan. I'm taking Garrett Wilson over Waddle for sure. So maybe I should get some exposure because, again, I am a Pat Bryant guy. It is insane, but I like the advancement to get to the finals, right? I do like that because 1 out of 10 and then 1 out of 5. Like 1 out of 5 is super reasonable in the semis. Probably have to mix this squad up a bit because I've been drafting the same tournament from the same spot. There goes Lamb. There goes Jefferson. Let's go with Walker and Brown. Let's just mix this up a little bit. I hate passing on Genty, but I've taken Genty quite a bit in this tournament already. And me and Storey did the league-winning running back segment last night, and with the 5 criteria, and Kenneth Walker and Chase Brown fucking scored very well. Very well. Definitely like these guys both a little bit more in PPR. The issue with that, if the board wasn't like it is, I would take Chase first if I trusted the running backs going in the 2-3 turn, right? Like, that's my problem. Oh, Derek. My bad. I got you, Derek. Give me a second. Here we go. Derek squad. We have Jackson Dart and Jared Goff. Jared Goff at 117. Super nice there. Kyron, Travis Etienne, Pollard, Woody Marks, Jaden Blue. Puka, Neighbors, JMO, Jordan Tyson, Denzel Boston after ADP. That's cool. Tesla, Omar Cooper, Darnell Mooney, and Chris Bell with Sam Laporta and Isaiah Likely. So both tight ends are stacked up. You have 3 stacks with Jared Goff, which I love. That's the quarterback you want to do 3 stacks with. And then Jackson Dart with Neighbors. I like how you didn't overstack Jackson Dart, right? You have the 3 stacks with Jared Goff already. Jackson Dart's a guy you don't need to stack too much. So team's pretty balanced, man. The running back room has some concerns with Jaden Blue being pretty much a wild card. But you know what? Jaden Blue is an archetype of a guy we want to take shots on, in best ball especially. And Javonte Williams he was good last year statistically, but the film was not good. So I do like this team, Derek. I liked your first one you drafted better, but pretty good. Goff and Dart is super nice. Laporta and Likely. So that makes this team for me. Sorry for the delay, brethren. God, Genty fell to 5th. I should have just taken Genty, but trying to get a little cute. Change it up a little bit, you know. This is already like my 20th puppy, and I think I have Genty in probably like 6 of them. So to finish the Connor comment, in full PPR, I guess I'd be fine with like this start right there. I'm fine with. And then 4-5 turn, you take Judkins, Montgomery, you take Swift, Judkins, you take guys like that. There's going to be no running backs for me coming back. So let's just take Javonte. And then it's pretty sweet spot for receivers sometimes at the 5-6 turn. The running backs are dried up by then. It's Jadarian Price. For some reason, Bucky or Hendy fall back. I take them, and I'm done at running back with just those 4. This is perfect because the guy next to me, I think that's Cameron. He has 4 receivers. So we're going to be not sniping each other at all. He's going to be taking running backs. I'll be taking receivers. I dig that. Same with Horns. Horns has 1 running back right now. A little concerned Anthony's going to start taking receivers, but we're good. We're good. Nice value there. He's going to get Ted McMillan probably. He goes running back as well with Cam Scatabo. That's good. That pushes running backs up the board here for me. And Connor's probably going to go with at least 1 running back. Later, Derek. Oh. God, I feel like I've been on here longer than 2 hours. JMO at pick 43. K-Space don't give 2 shits. He's going with a Jared Goff build, which you're going to get Goff at pretty good value here. You can take Goff at 102 and almost lock him up. I do like that. Here goes Lovelands. Maybe we see a Luther Burden fall in this draft. I've seen him fall back to like the 5'10". That would be lovely for this team. It's a pipe dream for sure. There goes Tootin. We still have Bucky and Hendy off the board. Yeah, there was no way they were going to fall back to me. Which is fine. Take the running backs. I need to double up at receiver. I could maybe pull out. I mean, if Lamar's there, I'll just take him. And then backstack Lamar. But priority here is two wide receivers. I mean, Lions, there's certain teams, Rams, Lions, Cowboys, Bengals, Chargers, that I love. You know, it's not just the talent of the offense, it's the price points. The Lions have pretty fair price points. Yeah, I figured, Cameron. You're a wise individual. Sometimes you get a room where a lot of people are very hesitant. Parker Washington is up to 59. Below 60 at ADP right now. What is going on here? What is going on here? Unbelievable. No. We'll never take him, just so you know. Make sure you set your queue so you don't get auto-drafted Parker Washington because he's always the highest player on the board. All right. We like this start right here. We're going to take... I mean, we could pull up Joe Burrow. Not going to do that. Let's make up wide receiver. Rome. This fall on Rome is lovely. And then let's take a floor guy here in Carnell Tate. That worked out pretty well. Pretty well. Start's okay. Pretty balanced. We're, now we're not going to get a great quarterback, but sometimes Caleb does fall back here. I've seen it a couple times, like 82 for sure, but it's unlikely. We're not banking on that, though. Rams-Lions would be pretty nice. Sorry, responding to a couple text messages. Guys, we are 40 subs away from 3,100. The goal is 4,000 by the start of the football season, which seems aggressive and like adventurous. But with all the drafts, I'm sure last year I was getting like 40 subs a stream on my lives for the drafts because that gets a lot of traffic. A lot of people stream best ball. But real money, high stakes redrafts at that time is ideal. And then I think 5,000 to go by the end of the season. Who knows? I got a lot of good stuff cooking and some good collaborations, a lot of good stuff. Especially the Iron Throne with our boy Ruben. Mates, Allen, and Lamar. Is this super flex? Oh, Jesus, dude. This guy's got... Wow. Well... Anthony is going true zero wide receiver and pretty good value on Lamar. Little pulled up on Josh Allen, and Drake May is pretty fair there, but all of them combined, this is not super flex. And that really hurts me because I don't have a quarterback, and it really hurts the room. We'll see what falls back here. I'm almost forced to take an unstacked quarterback if someone falls to value. Otherwise, you kind of get left in the dust. But other players will fall because of it. I didn't even notice that, man. That's a lot of quarterbacks. $108. All right. Maybe I'm going to take Huham's advice and take some Pat Bryant here. Things fall the way I want it to, which we'll see. Spurs is definitely taking a fucking receiver here. But the other guys probably won't. There goes Lemon. Totally cool with that. This should be a receiver. And that's the guy I was looking for, Cortland Sutton. All right, so let's take Pierce, and we're going to take Pierce and Addison. So we got options for Cam Ward, for Danny Dimes, and Kyler here, which is all right. Again, not loving this team again. Man, I had such a nice start. Yesterday, 3 awesome teams. First team today, awesome. Last one, dog shit. This one trending to dog shit. And there goes a double up here. You know, I probably should have taken Herbert, but I have so much Herbert this tournament already. Like, I think I took him in 4 straight drafts. So I probably have 6 shares of Herbert in 20 drafts. That is 30%. Good value on Herbert there. There goes Patty Mahomes. Okay, quarterbacks drying up. Diggs off the board at 97 to Connor. Marv's is 4. Like that squad. There goes Stafford. Man, quarterbacks. They're gone. They're gone. We just had to hope Kyler falls back to us. I should have probably gone safer with Godwin because I had to guarantee that Baker falls back. But these guys all have quarterbacks. So, I mean, Spurs has 3. Bo Nix should probably be taken ahead of Kyler. That's what I would do. We will see. We need Kyler. And we'll wait after that. Who do I have in my queue here? So Kyler and Golden. Let's do that. Running back super strong here. Look at the squad. Running back super strong. We have Higgins, Adunze, Tate, Pierce, Addison, and Golden, and no tight end. So we're going to have week onesies here. This could be a 3 quarterback, 3 tight end team. I don't like doing that very often, but that is probably in the cards. I like Cameron's 4 running backs he took: Brooks, Corum, Anungai, and Gainwell. And Price. Okay. With the Jefferson, Brown, McConkey, McLaurin start with Jaden Daniels. Nice build there, man. Save that running back room pretty nicely. Are you guys in the chat, Rashad White or Kenny Gainwell? Because they're similar players, right? I think Rashad White has higher upside based on the fact he could actually be the starter. But who are you clicking in redraft? Not for best ball. Who are you comfortable with in redraft? Full PPR. They're both PPR guys. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Gainwell versus Rashad White. I think Gainwell is safer. I think Rashad White has more upside. I want to check the poll question. Fantasy Football has Gainwell Let's check out the poll question here. I'm guessing it's the Raiders by a landslide. 39 votes. I'm going to vote on the Cardinals for this one. Ooh, the Browns. The Browns winning the poll right now at really high. 32% of the Browns. You know what? I don't hate it because the Browns have the easiest the easiest division in terms of the Raiders have 3 awesome teams in that division. The Jets have both the Bills and the Patriots to contend with. And the Cardinals have the hardest division in football. So that is probably the answer. We have redraft Gainwell. Jedi, what's up, Jedi? He has White. You know what you're getting with Gainwell, right? And I think the nice upside is it works for Bucky as well. If they just kind of phase Sean Tucker out and they don't give him the goal line work, this goes to Bucky, but you're not mixing in a third banana there. And if it's just Bucky and Gainwell, like Gainwell is going to be a 40% snap share player, I would say, which he gets targeted. He earns targets, right? As a running back, he earns targets. He was amazing. All of his advanced stuff as a receiver last year was unreal. His yards per route run, I know it's Aaron Rodgers said as well. Unreal stuff from Kenny Gainwell. And I think the other point is Rachaad White proved last year that he lost a job to Sean Tucker. They tried to give him the bell cow role. He's just too inefficient. And we've seen a small sample of Gainwell. I just go back to that game overseas last year when Jaylen Warren was sick or whatever, or was hurt with a hammy. I don't know what it was. Gainwell went for 3 touchdowns and had like 25 touches. That's nice. He looked really good too. So we might, I can't take Willis, can I? There goes Rodriguez. Oh man. There goes Shaheed. Jesus, dude. I am in a shitty spot here. And it's going to be, let's take Isaiah Likely after ADP, and we're just going to take Malik Willis. We're going to take a third quarterback on this team anyway. So same buy sucks, but the fact that I don't have a lot of stacks, it's going to be hard to stack up. I could try to get Daniel Jones later. I doubt he falls. But Malik Willis is a guy we don't need to stack. You know, I'll take Chris Bell or some shit late. And we're taking a third quarterback anyway. And I could take Geno. I could take Brissett with these guys because, yeah, the benching risk is real with those guys. But they should play till week 6, right? Definitely. All of my dudes, at least 2 of them, Nick O and Tom, of my 5 co-hosts, are all about Gainwell. Like, Gainwell and Rico Dowdle are their homies. Like, they had Kenny Gainwell in the league-winning segment, which I didn't agree with personally. Love Kenny Gainwell, but we have a couple people on the channel that are just extremely high in Gainwell. The film don't lie, and it almost is weird why they didn't see it in Philly. You know, they didn't really give him enough work. And he's a good player. I mean, he is more than just a pass-catching back. So, yeah, I'm in on Gainwell. I still do think that Rachaad White has more upside because that running back room is way murkier, right? Like, JCM might just be bad. Guy can't break a tackle to save his life. And definitely not a goal line back. And then Katron Allen is fine. Definitely a pro-ready player. I'm a Singleton fan, but Katron Allen is definitely the more pro-ready player. But there's no one there that just really lights the world on fire. So, like, Rachaad White has the better path. Like, we all know Bucky Irving is a starting running back of this team. So, Fat Man will feast. I could see both ways with Katron Allen. Definitely a sturdy player that I think is an underrated receiver coming out of Penn State. Love the nickname, too. I think his mom gave him that nickname when he was like 8. And I love when you stick by nicknames, right? And that's a legit-ass nickname. The Fat Man. The Fat Man. The option here, if this falls the way I want it to fall, do we still have fucking 3 running backs? Yes, we do. Man, I am not loving these teams. Take some upside shots at running back. And we have 2 solid tight end options here with Hawk and Dulcich. Remember the awesome catch he had against the Lions? That they blew the play dead. Like it was kind of like an Edelman catch. Awesome stuff. No one touched him. That was another one of those Lions games where they just couldn't run the ball. There's too many of those games last year. Cam Ward goes off the board. That absolutely sucks. Man, we might just take value here and there goes a Conquo. So we need running backs for sure. One in mind for sure. That is going to be Pacheco. Sucks about the injury. Again, we're not drafting him for early season stuff. And then we're going to take a shot on a falling McMillan. This is such a hodgepodge of a fucking team, though. Hodgepodge, man. We are going to have to need our tight ends to fall. It's either Dulcich or Hawkinson. I'm fine with either of those guys. And 2 and 1. So done at receiver, most likely. Pretty comfortable with this room right here. Receiver room's pretty tight. But the rest of the team, just not correlated. Like, in a vacuum, it's fine. But decent ADP value, like some of the players. But this is what happens when you draft the same tournament so many times the last couple of days, and you get the same draft. Like, I had 11 4 straight times. Maybe it was 5 straight times. Now I have 12. Start mixing it up and doing things that you wouldn't normally do. Even a couple things is enough to change the complexion of the draft. There goes Ray Davis. In my ranks, I have moved Ray Davis right behind Pacheco. And there's an argument you should take Ray Davis ahead of Pacheco. Tank Bigsby's definitely been getting steamed up. I have so much Bigsby already that I'm cool with not taking him at his cost right now. I think I'm at like 22% Bigsby. Never, Huhames, never will I pull up Parker Washington. I will say, in redrafts, I think I will be trying to trade for Parker Washington week 6 when he is like wide receiver 34, wide receiver 37, and the owner picked him way higher than they should have, and they're just disgusted. And you come and scoop in. You scoop in on him. And you sell him on, Travis Hunter's going to play more snaps. Just get rid of him now. And then you get him for 60 cents on the dollar. I think that's the strategy with Parker Washington because I still like the player. Kale Blazin. Team 1 is Connor. Connor's drafting and driving right now. So if he has a good team, that's super impressive. Chase, Nico, Rice, Harrison, Diggs is his 5. Tesla. Oh, you take my Hawkinsons, Connor? No. Don't do that. I'll give you the pass because you're driving. I'll give you that pass. So, do I have any correlation? Man, I got nothing here. No backstacking either. This is pretty gross. 1, 2, 10, 5. Let's try to guess his players. I don't think it's going to work out, but it's Josh Allen. It's got to be Josh Allen or Lamar. Maybe Drake May at quarterback. It's got to be Drake May with a week 11 bye because he's trying to play to week 11. So I'll say Drake May. 12 hole. Let me make my picks. And I'm going to guess this. Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts. we're going to take Dulcich for sure. And then after that, I have no idea. It's probably Dylan Sampson. Let's go. Let's go with Sampson, my boy. Gotta go. Gotta go Sampson, dude. We want to talk to fucking Sampson.
I want to talk to Sampson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
So it was it Drake May? And then at the 12 hole, he probably took Derrick Henry. And I'm guessing his strategy here. Derrick Henry and Genty. Henry, Genty, Drake May. And it wasn't me that did this. Yeah, give me. Do you know the team, the players off the top of your head? No, yeah, 0. Why would he take 5 tight ends? I didn't even. Sean Tucker and Ray Davis. Okay, so he was just fucking around then. Because there's a way you could do, if you theoretically you play for week 10, you take a week 11 bye with Drake May, you take 13-13 with Genty and Henry. The 5 tight ends are the stupid thing. Like that. What the hell, man? You can start 2 of them. But you would never start 2 of them because you had 10 receivers. Pretty wild, Sean Tucker and Ray Davis. I just can't trust Greg in redrafts or Dynasty. Yeah, Greg Dulcich is like really bad. I mean, he has 30 career receptions or something. He's not a Gainwell guy. The nice thing about Gainwell, I feel like the Sean Tucker factor is a Bucky problem. You know, it's not a Kenny Gainwell problem because Gainwell is going to have his role. It's now called the Kenny Gainwell role. We saw it before. It's a better version of the James White role. And, you know, fortunately for James White, he had Tom Brady, who is elite at throwing to running backs, but that's a role. I mean, the hype isn't that crazy with Dulcich because where he's going, like, it's the fact there's nobody else there, and he's a starting tight end. There's no good tight ends there. There's no good receivers there. I mean, Chris Bell will be good when he plays. I still am Hawk over Dulcich for sure, but Malik Willis is not really a checkdown guy, but Dulcich is a decent seam splitter, at least in theory. We've just never seen the guys, A, stay healthy or B, produce. So not a good situation for anyone on the Dolphins. We rated them. We did the show, the league winning running backs thing for A-Chain. We rated all the categories, and elite offense is one of them. And we rated them a 1 out of 10 because that's the worst offense in football. Even if Malik Willis is balling out this year, it's a bad offense. I feel so bad for the dude. So bad for the guy. Well, we really need Jacoby Brissett to fall back. And unfortunately, you got Daniels. I don't know if Cameron's going to take Brissett. Could make some sense on his team. And then I have to take fucking... Ugh. This team's so cooked if he takes Brissett. So fucking cooked, dude. And then... the receivers are... Everyone's done here. He does not take Brissett. So that's cool. And then we're going to take a third tight end here, I think. Dulcich and Likely is pretty gross, dude. So we like that pick. Give me an upside shot with Michael Mayer. You know what? Needs something on this team. This team doesn't have juice. Again, I'm never going to wish any injuries on Brock Bowers. I'm going to have a lot of money on Bowers. I'll give you guys this one, too. This is my favorite prop bet this year, and the other 4 are listed on the Discord. But Brock Bowers, this has gone up a little bit. 875 is his receiving total this year. 875. They opened Trey McBride's line at 1025. 1,025 yards for Trey McBride. Smash that Brock Bowers bet. It's up to 900 right now. Dude, smash Brock Bowers over 875. Easiest money you'll ever make. He can get that in 11 games. He might get that in fucking 10 games. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's the easiest bet. I mean, what did he have last year? Like 675 or 700. He was healthy for the first 2.5 quarters of the first game. And then he played a couple weeks of that injury. They shut him down, came back and was not right. Also with the worst team ever, with Pete Carroll's son as the offensive line coach, with no receivers, with terrible quarterback play. Go on and on down the list. Last year, with how bad that team was and Bowers was hurt, if he had played every game last year, he would have still hit that mark by a good amount. So, yeah. Dude, I saw Shuck at like 16.5. 16.5. His yardage total, Shuck has a really high yardage. It's like 3,700 per Shuck, which is high relative to the guys getting drafted around him in fantasy. The touchdown number, I think his yardage number is inflated just because we all know that Kellen Moore is going to run a lot of plays. I have a feeling this might be a team that just is marching up and down the field and just not scoring as many touchdowns as we would like. Or like the yardage, like they're, you know how we have those teams sometimes where they're 12th in offense in terms of yardage, but they're 20th in scoring. That's kind of what Vegas is telling us there. Shout out Lawrence Maroney, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, Stephen Ridley, Kevin Falk, Shane Vereen, James White, Jonas Gray, 4-touchdown Jonas Gray, Danny Woodhead, Sony Michel, Sammy Morris, and LeGarrette Blount. That is the list, man. That is the list. And Corey Dillon can be thrown in that list as well, but he was definitely a bigger prospect. Just reading that out one more time. This was a 15-year stretch. Maroney, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, which is a great name, Stephen Ridley, Kevin Falk, Shane Vereen, James White, Jonas Gray, Danny Woodhead, Sony Michel, Sammy Morris, and LeGarrette Blount. I didn't have enough fingers to count those guys. Holy shit. Thank you, McAuliffe. That kind of made my night, man, reading that list off. That is talk about like recycling running backs and just not valuing the position. That's what Bill Belichick was the first one, right? Bill Belichick was one of the first ones to trade back in the NFL draft and establish that as the play, acquire more picks, accrue more picks. He was one of the first guys to always want to draft a quarterback in every draft with Jimmy Garoppolo, stuff like that. And then the running back stuff, getting rid of guys a year too early. Connor got Thornton with their last pick. Like their last two picks there. Let's go to some draft team reviews here. Connor's squad, Joe Burrow and Jordan Love. Swift, Judkins, Harvey, Algier, and Charbonnet. Love the Charbonnet pick here. I 145, I don't love that. Makes a lot of sense in this squad. Jamar, Nico, Rashee Rice, Marvin, Diggs, Tesla, Keenan Allen, and Thornton. Kelsey, Hawk, and Freiermuth. Pretty fucking nice, man. Pretty nice team from the one hole. It's not an easy spot to draft from. We have K-Space. I'll toss you one, K-Space. Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, and Daniel Jones. A-Chain, Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren, Tank Bigsby, and Ray Davis. Nice little floor play here in Jalen Warren and Bigsby and Davis. This is hitting the mark, man. This is hitting the mark. We have St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Devontae Adams, Josh Downs, Deebo Samuel, Rashad Bateman, and Ted Hurst. Pretty solid, man. I'm liking the Josh Downs pick more and more as the Alec Pierce stuff becomes more murky. And I like the upside shots you had here. I still believe in Bateman. Laporta, Otten, and Gesicki. I don't get the Gesicki pick. I'm just not a fan of Gesicki unless you have, even if you have Joe Burrow. But I guess it's kind of necessary. I don't know what he's going to offer this team too much, many weeks. And, Laporta and Kate Otten might be enough. I wish you got Freiermuth in this team. But love the running back room. Love the quarterback room. You got my Danny Dimes for my stack. I needed that pick. All good, brother. Jedi is a community member. We got Brock Purdy, Tyler Shuck, and Cam Ward. CMC, Derrick Henry, Rico, Rashad White. Pretty nice value on Rashad White. Tajay Spears. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore. Quentin Johnson's your 4. Shakir is your 5. 10 picks after ADP for Shakir. Washington, Tank Dell, and Mooney with Tyler Warren and Gunnar Helm. This is just enough at tight end. A little concerned about Gunnar Helm, and we all know Brian Daboll has a love affair with Daniel Bellinger. You saw him taking snaps from Theo Johnson last year, and some people might be, oh, Gunnar Helm's good. I mean, Theo Johnson's a monster of a man, so I'm not saying I don't think Gunnar Helm's a better prospect than Theo Johnson, and we just saw that last year. They brought him in, they paid Bellinger too, so a little concerning for Gunnar Helm, but I mean, you do have the stack. Just a little light at tight end, but I do believe in Tyler Warren, so Like the Tank Dell pick. Like the receiver room. I like buying it on the Saints offense, like we were talking about with the props for Tyler Shuck. Anthony squad, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Drake May. Too much, man. Josh Allen and Drake May is too much. For me, I would never take those two guys. Having these three guys, let's see how the rest of the team came out. James Cook, Barkley, Cam Scatterbo, and Aaron Jones. All right, that's actually pretty good for having these quarterbacks. This is where the fall-off's going to happen. Sutton, Michael Wilson, Wandale, Jennings, Lane, Booty, Keon Coleman, and Skylar Bell, Kincaid, Andrews, and Hunter Henry. I mean, with how insane that is to take those quarterbacks, and I'm never going to endorse that, the team actually came out okay. I still don't like the team. I don't have faith this team's going to advance. I just don't like this strategy. I think just stop it at Lamar. Or anything, take Allen and Drake May. But the receiver room is just not good. For the quarterbacks, it's definitely actually a pretty good team. Like, tight end room is fine, actually better than fine. Running back room is pretty good, all things considered. And it's just the wide receiver room, Juwan Jennings, right? Like, I'm just telling you, historically, taking these three quarterbacks, it's just like, if Drake May hits your lineup, and we're not talking about bye weeks and injuries, like, how many points are you going to gain between Lamar and Josh Allen? Like, Drake May scores 28, Lamar scores 22, and Josh Allen scores 20. Okay, you did gain 8 points, but how many points are you going to lose here at wide receiver 3, right? Like, if these guys pop, 100%, but I just think it's too heavy, man. But hey, you do you, man. Again, I'm a redraft guy, so I'm just telling you what I think, my personal opinion. And we have Cameron's team. Anthony, my point is that no one is beating you if you just had Josh Allen and Drake May, no one's beating you at the quarterback position with those two guys. So what you're benefiting, like what you're gaining for the third guy is not worth the capital you put in. It's just not worth it. This is Cameron's squad. We have Jaden Daniels and Geno Smith. It's aggressive, but you just need Geno Smith the last 10 weeks, honestly, and then Jaden Daniels should be in your lineup if the team's going to work. Price, Brooks, Corum, Monungai, Gainwell, Vidal. All right. Oh, I got you, Max. My bad. I'll go back. Thank you. Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Ladd McConkey, Terry McLaurin, Shaheed, Trey Tucker, and Torrey Horton with Dallas Goedert, Chickaconko, and Kenyon Sadiq. All right. Love this tight end room. This is a tournament team, man. This is an aggressive team. Early season stuff. I guess Price, without Charbonnet, it's going to be still kind of murky, but I think early season it might be better than late season. And Brooks is not probably going to be much early in the season, but you still have Corum, Monungai. Gainwell is a nice pick here. This could work, man. This could work. It could be a patchwork running back room. I'm a big Corum guy this year. And Terry McLaurin's your 4 is awesome. Had to pull him up a little bit, but I'm a big Shaheed guy. You got the Seattle receivers that I want to draft on lock, and Trey Tucker. So it's a good team, man. It's a pretty good team. Quarterback's the issue. Jaden is – I don't like doing this with Jaden because he's frail, but he played every game as a rookie, and then last year multiple injuries. They definitely failed him as an organization, but pretty aggressive team, man. I dig it. We got to get to Max's squad. My bad, Max. Jalen Hurts and C.J. Stroud, Bijan, David Montgomery, Bashal Tootin, Jordan Mason, Sean Tucker. Pretty balanced here. Quarterback room should be enough. I think Stroud is going to overperform his ADP. Not a lot of ceiling there, but fine quarterback room. Emeka Igbigbu, Jaden Reed, Michael Pittman, Jaden Higgins, Coker, Stribling, Adonai Mitchell, Zach Branch, and Chris Bell with Brock Bowers and Dalton Schultz. So the wide receiver room is very top heavy with one guy. I'm not really even a Buka guy, but you have enough of them. The build is good on this team. 9 receivers was necessary. You got some nice upside shots with Mitchell, Branch, Chris Bell, Stribling. Some floor plays with Coker, Higgins, Pittman, and Reed. It could work, man. Bashal Tootin is a key to this team. You need him to hit the flex quite a bit for this to work out. But got Bowers in this team. Definitely a pretty solid team. All right. 2.5 hours. I know, sorry, it's a shorter night tonight, but I do have to record my confessional for the Iron Thrones League. And I still haven't really, I'm not going to prep a bunch for it. I want to have a couple talking points and have sure it goes, make sure it goes through pretty smooth. Well, you know what? If someone does join the community in the next 5 minutes. We'll stick around. I will do it for a community member. I will stick around one more draft for a community member. Someone join the pro tier or higher. Use the promo code. Use the promo code to save 50% off. And then we'll stick around for one more draft. Otherwise, tomorrow night, like I said, Candyman from the Fantasy Football Garage. We're doing a home and away. It'll be a shorter night there. I'll probably do some best ball on my own after that. I'm going on his show at 10 p.m. Central. We're doing a draft, and he's coming over to the Fanatics here, and we are going to be doing his player exposures. We're going to go through all of his player exposures and kind of see where he's at on some of his guys, who he's drafting a bunch of, who he's fading, all those kind of things. That'll be a really, really fun show. Before I go, I do want to shout out to all the current community members. You guys are awesome, staying with us all through the offseason. A lot of you guys have been with us since the beginning of the streams, at least. And appreciate it. Let's shout out to Helen Hunt real quick as well. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow in the Discord. I'm sure I'll see a lot of you guys. Hit me up. Any questions? We'll continue this in the Discord as always. Yeah, Anthony, no worries, man. Again, it's hard to critique teams, and I want to be as honest as possible. So not something I would do, but again, I'm more of a redraft guy. I think I draft some pretty good teams. Tonight, my last two teams were bad. I'll be the first one to tell you. They were like C's, dude, at best. First team was really good. But yesterday we drafted some bangers. They can't all be winners, even on my end. No excuses on the comments and being distracted. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I should be better than that. But at the edges, the first one, I think it was the first pick and the 12th pick. Those are tough. Sometimes you get left in the dust for stacks and things like that. So appreciate everybody. You got a heart-on emoji here from K-Space. Love that. We have a MILF. Love that. Jonathan with a salute. Love that. Hetzer. What's up, Hetzer? We have the patented period from Disbanded. What's going on, my dude? And can't wait to get you a hat in the future, Disbanded. I'm going to get you a hat and a shirt soon enough. By the time the season starts, you're going to be in that in the wheel. And there's only 3 people right now that don't have hats that are in the community. So you will get one soon, man. All right. Appreciate you guys. We will talk to you tomorrow night. Again, I'm starting the show tomorrow night, tomorrow night on the Fantasy Football Garage. I will send that link to the Discord. And then we'll be back here around 10:45 or 11 p.m. Central for a segment here with Candyman. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you guys all again. Thank you. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other.